afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Amboy, Illinois, as it is semifinal Saturday here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. My name's Wyatt Reed. Happy to be here, home of the state champion, the Amboy Clippers, as they look to make another trip back to the state championship game. And it's a rematch in the state championship game from last year, as their arch rival Milledgeville comes to town for a trip in the state championship on the line. Joining me here today, Chris Frankhauser. Happy to have you along here, Chris. Boy, semifinal Saturday always gives you some goosebumps here, but it's not because of the weather. An absolutely perfect day for football here in Amboy.
You would not expect that in November, would you, Wyatt? I'm in shorts and a T-shirt. Temperature's near 70 degrees here in Amboy. This one's shaping up to be one heck of a contest.
That's right, and this is a rematch not only of the state championship game from last year, but a rematch of week one, which just so happened to be the closest game on both these teams' schedule. A 30-22 win for Milledgeville. Milledgeville has since gone undefeated. Amboy, it's their only loss of the season, and they're the defending state champions for a reason here, so they're going to be looking for a little bit of revenge. They're also going to be looking for that return trip to the state championship game. A lot on the line here this afternoon.
Absolutely, Amboy looking to get to that championship game and a possibility of a three-peat, as they are the two-time defending state champions. Milledgeville, got the victory in week one. Amboy, I think, Amboy lost a lot of kids last year, but they've restocked and right back in the position where they were last year with a shot to play next Friday night in Monmouth.
That's right, and boy, we're happy to be here, obviously, and we'll be there in Monmouth next week. And who will we be covering? Will it be the defending state champion, or will we have a new champion in eight-man football for the first time in 3 years? You know Milledgeville, they're coming in here. They really want to get the job done. After that magical run to the state championship last year, where I think a lot of teams, or a lot of people really didn't think that they were going to make that trip last year, they looked good. They brought a lot of their kids back, and here they are, one win away from that trip to state.
Yeah, if you're Coach Roble and the Missiles, they want to get back and get that bad taste out of their mouth from the game last year against Amboy. And as you said, they're just stocked and loaded. You've got, they can throw the football. Tyson Francis over 1,700 yards passing on the season, and 31 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. That's a pretty good passing percentage and touchdown to interception ratio for that young man. He's just a sophomore quarterback for Milledgeville. Now on the other side, you got, the three-headed monster running. You've got Caden Heath, Jose Lopez, Colt McCoy. Tanner Welch's not bad throwing the football either.
No.
12 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year for 667 yards. But it's just, you can use all the adjectives to how to describe this. This is shaping up to be one heck of a contest here today.
We'll see how it all plays out here as we move along here this afternoon. Good to be with you. Again, the weather absolutely beautiful. A little stiff on the breeze, but at least that breeze blowing in that warm air from the south as the opening coin toss currently taking place. Looks like Milledgeville may have won the toss. We'll see how that all plays out here as the final signals from they're going to take the ball, Milledgeville will. And Milledgeville will start with the ball. So we're going to get the chance to see that offense here. And I think the important thing when you look at trying to knock off the Goliath, so to speak, in Amboy is you got to get out to a fast start. You got to get them on their heels because they know what they're doing. They're well coached. They're coming in here. They know what to do in this situation here. You got to get off to a fast start against Amboy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be key, I think, for Milledgeville. And on the Amboy side, you typically in 8-man, you look for more rushing attacks from the offense. You got, with those numbers, passing numbers, you got to be worried and know that Milledgeville can throw the football and thrown it very well this year.
But it's the thing with Amboy, though, as you and I have talked about here coming into this game, you may be even able to get off to a good start against Amboy. It's just their size and just how much they'll wear you down because they just go at you. They don't do anything super special. They just come out there. They're trying to wear you down, and over the course of time, they've worn a lot of teams down this season.
Absolutely, and I would go back to the last regular season game where I was at Biggsville when Amboy and West Central played, and Coach Kirby said, they don't do anything fancy, but they do it exceptionally well, do the Amboy Clippers.
They've got the student section getting that for the television station, one of the television stations here. As we've got a lot of folks really keeping an eye on this here. You know, say what you want about 8-man football. A lot of people are in attendance here, scattered throughout the stadium. A good Milledgeville crowd, a great crowd here in Amboy. Obviously, the nice weather certainly helps with that. But that's going to be, again, another key that you kind of want to start with. In Milledgeville's kind of sense, you want to keep that crowd quiet here, because these fans here in Amboy,
they can be loud.
They are very loud.
They
with
can
those
be
air
loud.
horns, too.
Right, and absolutely. And I think, like you said just a little bit ago, get off to a good start and maybe get Amboy back on their heels a little bit, which they are, other than week 1, they are really not used to that happened to them this year. And even, go back to last year. A lot of their wins were big wins, other than the loss last year to, Ridgewood. But, I think that's going to be a key.
Yeah, and we take a look at the schedule. As we said, the game, this matchup that we had in week 1 was the closest by a long shot, especially for Amboy. We're looking at Amboy's schedule here, 64-12, 56-6, 46-18. I mean, these guys are wearing teams down. A lot of mercy rules near the end of these games here at West Central. That's not an easy place to play, 56-14. I mean, outside of the game against Milledgeville, the closest game they may have had was the game against Flanagan, where it was 46-18. So, I mean, you've got a lot of blowouts here. So, again, if you get a close game here, how are kids going to react? Because they haven't really been tested all that much outside of that first game.
Right, and you go back and look at the playoff scores. I mean, they just dominated Milford Cessna Park 68-8. And last week on the road at a not an easy place to play in Pawnee, and come out with a 64-6 win. I want to go back to Milledgeville for a minute. I think they won last week, but if you look at that score, that was probably the closest, best game of last weekend's action was that South Beloit game. It's 14-6 at the half, and South Beloit turned the football over a couple times and could have made that game more interesting. So, Milledgeville, high-powered offense, if you look at their scores over the course of the season, maybe they struggled a little more, and like I said,
but
looking
they're a little
at it
more
on paper,
battle tested in that sense.
So I just can't wait for this to kick off. We're about 5.5 minutes from the start of this one, and the atmosphere here in Amboy at the harbor is electric.
We've got already somebody joining us here in the comments. Feel free to get into the comments section. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for here today. This should be a fun one here, as JLDFG coming into the comments here saying, let's go Big Red, cheering on Amboy from Florida. So we've already got Florida in the comments. Let's see how many places we can get here, Chris, before this one wraps up tonight. Florida already on the list. So again, let us know where you're watching from. Give us your reaction to how things are playing out here, because, folks, we are in for a good one. A trip to the state championship game on the line for next week in Monmouth, which we're happy to bring you here on TSSR. So we're going to step aside here real quick. We'll take a break. When we come back, opening kickoff, Amboy, Milledgeville, semifinal Saturday. It's coming up next here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser joining you here on semifinal Saturday from Amboy, Illinois. The Amboy Clippers taking on the Milledgeville Missiles in a rematch of the state championship game from last year. Trip to the state championship game, though, on the line here. It's going to be a really good one here, as we I believe, have got the national anthem. So we may have mistimed that here just a little bit, but we will have the national anthem for you here. We'll see if somebody plays it. They got the band going to play it, I believe. They're going to do the band, the school fight song here, but some comments coming in here. Want to get those in before we get started. Missiles got it from Okinawa, Japan. That is Anthony in the comments. Ward is coming in saying he's watching from Bloomington Normal, but rooting for Amboy. And then another Amboy fan, a Cards fan, but also coming in saying go Big Red. So a lot of folks filing in here. Real quick here, I know we've got some great sponsors on board here. We appreciate them. They're the reason that we are here. Chris has got that for us.
Yeah, a couple Amboy sponsors joining into the broadcast here. Vasson Brothers Chevrolet. Find them at VassonBrothers.com. Good luck, Clippers. And the First National Bank Amboy saying good luck to the Amboy Clippers. First National Bank of Amboy, where you come first.
We're happy to have them on board here. We'll have a lot of people on board next week, obviously, with our state championship game, which you'll be able to see here on TSSR. Go to our homepage, like, subscribe, get ready for that state championship game. Boy, it's going to be a lot of fun there. Hopefully we get weather like this, but I think they're calling for a lot cooler conditions next week.
Yeah, I think in the 40s and some rain, so.
I don't think we're going to get quite as lucky this week, but you know what?
I think last year was probably the best weather we've had for a state championship game.
And that's saying something because it was kind of cold.
It was kind of cold.
It was kind of cold.
But I know one couple of years ago, Amboy's first when they beat West Central a couple of years ago, I was supposed to do the game out sick, and it was like in the teens most of the contest. So, but that's a long time before the Friday rolls around, and the weather forecast is going to change about 6,000 times before then.
Probably will. Hey, we got the national anthem. We'll take a quick, actually, we'll stay here for the national anthem here on TSSR. Good stuff. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser still here with you from Amboy, Illinois, home of the Clippers, the defending state champions, as they take on the Milledgeville Missiles here. Missiles will get the ball first here, so we'll get to see that high-powered offense of Milledgeville here, trying to get Amboy on their heels. More folks filing into here the comments. We appreciate each and every one of you all here. Dylan joining us from Georgia. Denise joining us from Chicago. Adrian saying an interesting point here. Amboy winning this, and this is why they need to be in an actual conference instead of 8-man. I don't think that really has anything to do with how good they play football. I think it's, enrollment and things like that. So that might be another story for another day. And then you've got Cap joining us here from Kincaid, setting up for game 2. And he says that's actually Jeff in the parentheses there. So watching from Kincaid, setting up for game 2. We will have the second semifinal game here on TSSR. Our friends Dwayne and Jeff, they will be on the call there. Pretty excited for that one. Polo taking on South Fork, and that should be a fun one here this afternoon as well. Great day of football on TSSR.
Absolutely. And timing-wise, we should be able to hear some of the audio on the way back to the Macomb area on the drive back, but a little surprised. And I don't why Milledgeville with the football, they're going to go left to right on your screen. They're going to have maybe a little upmanship by Coach Warble there. they'll have the wind. If the wind continues to blow out of this kind of west, they'll have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter.
So we'll see how that plays out. The strategy certainly going to be on display here, and we're excited for this one to play out here. Amboy will boot it, and you were mentioning in the pregame there, they've got a kicker with quite the leg. This is going to be a lot of fun watching him and see if he can set, at Milledgeville in some bad field position there. Field position going to be a big story in this game.
He's going to have the wind at his back. That's number 5, Rylan McNitch, 6'2", 215-pound senior with the ball on the tee for the Clippers. Looks like number 7, Connor Johnson, and number 1, Evan Schneck back deep.
And that one goes through the legs of one intended target. So now Milledgeville will take it near the 10-yard line. And how about that? That low line drive kick going through the legs of one, picked up by Connor Johnson. And Milledgeville going to have their hands full. They're going to be setting up right at the 10, maybe the 10.5-yard line. So not ideal if you're Milledgeville, starting things off here deep in your own territory.
Nice job by Caden Heath, number 2, a 5'8" junior for the Clippers, down on the stop. And yeah, if you're Milledgeville, this is not where you wanted to be starting off your first possession of the game. 1st and 10 right at their own 10-yard line.
So first down, 10 to go here for Milledgeville, and a lot of motion here. They started in the I formation. Now they will step back into the shotgun here as Francis turns. He pitches it left side, trying to get to the edge, and he is able to get to the edge as he spun out of bounds. That is going to be Johnson, number 7, getting Connor Johnson a carry here. First carry of the ball game here. A good carry of 3, maybe 4 on the first play of the ball game.
I'm going to say a gain at 3 with a down marker on the far side. It's 2nd and 7, just underway, 11:30 to play here in the opening quarter.
Johnson, a 6'1", 190-pound back. He comes in as a senior. Quite a few seniors for Milledgeville, especially on the line when you look at their entire roster here. I formation. Now they'll split it up again, get back into the shotgun here, awaiting the snap for the second snap of the ball game. Running it left side, big number 46 Spencer Nye, and he's going to be close to that line to gain. Depending on the spot here, we'll see where they got him. It's going to be third down and about 2. Gain of 5. Actually, they dropped him back a yard, so we'll see where they put that marker. Yeah, it's probably about a gain of 5 there. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 upcoming there. First carry of the ball game for Spencer Nye.
Direct snap on that play to Nye, and a 5-yard gain, as you said, Wyatt. 3rd down and about 2 for the Missiles.
2.5 here as the Missiles opening drive here. Like to get the offense rolling here as Johnson is the back now, as the Kyson Francis awaiting the snap in the I formation here. The wishbone, they turn and hand it off to one of the backs up the middle.
Second surge, I think maybe got him the first down.
I think he's going to get that. That's going to be Spencer Nye with the carry. Initially, it looked like Amboy was going to get the stop, but 3-yard carry there for Nye is going to get Milledgeville their first down of the ball game.
Yeah, I don't think on the initial forward progress there, but that second surge by the Missile line got Nye the first down across the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
So the Missiles will set up here out of the deep part of their own end zone, but still pretty deep in their own territory. Nye's going to take it again. He's going to run up the middle, and he's not going to get too far on that one. I think that is actually that's Carter Livingood, number 48, with the carry here. We'll see to make sure there, but right now it looks like Nye for a 2-yard gain on that one.
Evan Flanagan, 83 on the stop, got down low, and
Livingood's an offensive lineman, so that was Spencer Nye, beg pardon. It'll be second down and 8, 9:24 to go here in the opening quarter. In the shotgun here, awaiting the snap. That was nearly a high snap, and boy, meeting him in the backfield. There is Flanagan again. What a play, the Amboy defense meeting him in the backfield. That's a 5-yard loss.
Connor Johnson on the carry, and that ball, as soon as Francis turned to hand it off to Johnson, he was met by big number 83 in red for the Clippers.
Well, and we remember Flanagan, he had a big game in the semifinal game that you and I did last year in Pawnee, Chris. This kid is very, very special for the Clippers. He's one of the reasons why Amboy has won 2 titles in a row here. 3rd and long. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's looking for a screen. They're going to dump that one off. They've got it to Schneck. And Schneck looks like he makes the catch but lost his footing, and it'll be a 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th down and long.
Had some room there. Too bad for Schneck on the play. He had a good 4 or 5 yards open field. Just lost the footing here on the Amboy sideline, and a 4th and about 12 awaits the missiles.
Evan Schenk, the tight end, 5'8", 170-pound senior. Milledgeville lining up to punt this one away as their punter, Ian Rayhorn. He is the deep man. Actually, that is the – oh, that one is blocked! That one is blocked, and Amboy's going to take it, and they're going to set up with excellent field position. What a block there! Special teams making a play here in the early going for the defending state champions.
58, Trevor Stenzel, I believe, the junior, in on the block for the Clippers. 1st and 10 for Amboy inside the missile 20-yard line.
Brian joining us in the comments. Appreciate you joining us there, Brian. Ward saying that one hurts for the missiles. That was before the block punt there. Illinois Farmer helping me out there in pronunciation. So first play of the game here for Amboy as he's going to take a direct snap, running it left side. Lopez with his first carry. Jose Lopez, the junior running back.
Evan Schneck on the stop for the missiles after a gain of 1.
I'm being told that is Evan Schenk.
Schenk.
That's how you say his name.
My
so
apologies.
I appreciate that to Illinois Farmer helping us out in the comments. A 1-yard carry on that play for Lopez. It'll be a 2nd down and 9. Setting up here inside the red zone. Here's the snap. They hand it off left side. Shakes away from a tackler. Got to make those tackles if you're Milledgeville there. That is the first carry of the ball game there. It'll be set up with a 3rd down and about 4.5. That is the first carry of the ball game for Colt McCoy. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5. 4-yard gain there, 7:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Amboy with their first possession of the ball game, set up an excellent field position. Welch is going to hand it off to Lopez again. He's going to run his way right side, and he's going to have enough to get a 1st down, it looks like. Judging by angles, it's a little hard from where we're at here on the field. The officials say 1st down, so it'll be 1st down and goal for Amboy. We'll see where they set him up there. Looks like they gave him 6, maybe 7 on the play there for Lopez, his 2nd carry of the ball game here. I'll give him a 6-yard carry here. 1st down and goal.
Looks like at about the 6.
And running it right side from the 6-yard line, and that is going to be close to the goal line, and he's going to be stopped about a 1/2 yard shy. Colt McCoy.
Connor Johnson on the stop on the far side for the missiles.
That's a 4-yard carry there for McCoy. Amboy with 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, knocking on the door. 2nd down and goal at the 2. Jose Lopez coming in with the play. It looks like maybe he is going to bring in that play there, but the quarterback, Caden Heath, number 2, and it looks like Jose Lopez also playing the quarterback position. There goes Lopez, right side, through a hole. He gets his way in. That's a touchdown. Jose Lopez for Amboy, and the Clippers are on the board. 6:38 to go here in the first.
Direct snap like we saw in the first play of the contest, just off the right side for Lopez in for the touchdown for Amboy.
Amboy with 6:38 to go, a touchdown to Jose Lopez. They take advantage of some excellent field position after the block punt. And the 2-point try running left side. We'll see the official signal. I think he got stopped short.
They're saying he's down 22 on the stop.
So he is.
Jaden Promenschneckel on the stop for the missiles.
So with that, 6-0 our score. We'll take a break. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It is presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Back here at Amboy High School, 6-0 in favor of the Clippers. 6:38 to play in the opening quarter of play. And that Amboy scoring drive really set up on the block punt inside the missile 20-yard line.
6:38 to go. Appreciate you, Chris. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser joining us here on the call here at Amboy High School here in Amboy, Illinois. as we get ready for the kickoff after the quick touchdown. Setting up inside the red zone was Amboy. Didn't need too many plays there, but already on the board here. So here's the return for the Missiles. Running it back past the 30-yard line.
Wow.
Oh, he had an opening, and he nearly got through, as that is Connor Johnson on the return. Set up with good field position here. A night and day difference compared to that opening drive, so we'll see if the Missiles can take advantage here in the early part of this ball game.
Jose Lopez, number 1 on the trip up of Johnson on the kick return, and the Missiles set up a great spot right just short of their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
So the first play of this drive, hands it off, runs it up the middle, and not a lot of room to work with there, as taking the snap, it looked like it was number 40 for Milledgeville. That was Benny Mickelson. 2-yard carry on the first snap here of this drive. I didn't see the number. Did you catch that number?
I think it's 16.
16 from Milledgeville. That is Caleb Sarber.
That was a mess of white jerseys. I know that snap went right to Spencer Nye.
So the second play of this possession here, 2-yard gain, no matter who it was. Second down, under 6 minutes to go here.
We're seeing some change up. We see the quarterback, Kyson Francis, listed the quarterback out as a receiver.
And that player on the right side, that is Nye. Spencer Nye takes it right side. So trying to fool Amboy here. They haven't been fooled yet. That was a 3-yard gain there for Spencer Nye. So now it's 3rd down and 6. And a big 3rd down here in the early going here. You don't want to give Amboy the ball right back after giving up a touchdown on a short field just on that last possession.
Flanagan on the stop again for the Clippers.
A lot of folks filing in here to the comments. Ward excited, keeping the momentum going. We'll get some other stuff going on here as we move along here. But 3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down here. Francis going to take it, going to dump that one. Oh, that one is tipped away. It's Flanagan. Oh, he nearly picked that one off. This kid is incredible. Evan Flanagan makes the play there defensively. It'll be 4th down.
And that was a big play because he had the open receiver here on the near side. I believe it was Johnson, number 7. And he would have had enough for a 1st down if he comes up with that football.
They list him at 6'1", 230. This kid is unbelievable. Had a big postseason last season, and now off to a good start here in the semifinal. That is a short kick into the wind, as that's going to take a good Milledgeville hop. It'll roll inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. Down by Milledgeville's number 48, Carter Livingood. So with 5:01 to go here, Amboy will get the ball back, and we'll see what the defending state champions can do here on their second possession of the first half here. RCJ in the comments, pretty excited for Flanagan. I mean, the kid makes so many plays there, Chris, and just always very fun to watch him play football.
What do we call the block, the tip there, and already 2 tackles for the young man.
So awaiting the first snap, taking it is Lopez. He runs it left side, tries to cut back, hanging on for dear life was Milledgeville. That's a good run by Lopez, though. He's been getting snaps as quarterback, and that is a great first carry, I should say, for Jose Lopez. 7-yard gain for Amboy, just underway here in this drive. 4:40 to go. They'll set up at about the 36-yard line. Awaiting it. The next snap, I should say, is number 4. That's Colt McCoy, and he's going to get the snap, and he's going to be met at the line right there. They might give him a yard right there. Colt McCoy on the direct snap, but 1, maybe a 2-yard carry on that one. Be his 3rd down and about 1.5.
Caleb Sarber, 16 in amongst the other white jerseys for Milledgeville on the stop.
4:10 to go here, 3rd down and 2. A big 3rd down here for Milledgeville defensively. They're going to try to stop Amboy. And coming in here, Caden Heath in the backfield. Also Lopez. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Heath. Runs his way up the middle. We'll see where they mark him. It looks like they're going to give him the 1st down. That is Caden Heath, his first carry here in the ball game. And they might have marked him about a half a yard
mark
shy.
Him short.
Yeah, gave him a yard, but
I think that
was about a yard and a half.
Ryland McNitch on the block that got across the 1st down marker, and they're going to say, no, he is going to be just a few inches short of the 1st down.
Are they going to come out and measure it? They might be bringing out the sticks.
That's what they're going to do. Officials timeout for a measurement here.
Why not?
At 3:37 to play in the opening quarter.
So a lot of folks really filing in here to the comments. We'll try to keep up with them as much as we can here. A lot of excitement. Lydia.
First down.
Give him a first down. Lydia cheering on Evan Flanagan. So first down, they gave him a 1.5 yards. So Amboy will take the first down in 10. Milledgeville, I mean, they're not giving up big plays here, but as we talked about in the pregame here, Amboy's not going to big play you. They just get you. They nickel and dime you all the way down the field. Here's the snap to Lopez again. He's going to bump his way to the outside, and he's going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they mark him. They might have marked him about a 0.5 yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That's it for Lopez. No gain on the play.
Spencer Nye, 46 on the stop for the Missiles.
3:10 to go here, opening quarter. As the Clippers of Amboy, the two-time defending state champion, looking to make a third trip back.
You talked about the crowd wide looking around now. It is completely ringing the field here at Amboy at the Harbor.
It is quite the scene here in Amboy. Here's the snap, looking to throw a pump fake. Now he's going to launch that one right side. Looking for his man. That one in and out of the hands of the intended target. He was looking for Lopez.
Now that looks like 3. Cody Wynn.
Beg pardon, that was Cody Wynn. You're right there. That is a great throw by Tanner Welch. Had him for a moment, but it goes in and out of their hands. 3rd down and 10. Huge, huge play here for the Missiles.
Good job by Connor Johnson for the Missiles on the pass coverage there, knocking that one down and forcing the 3rd and long for the Clippers.
STL 79, Missiles playing conservatives. Is it too windy to pass? Well, going left to right it might be. Here's the snap running right side.
McCoy.
And that is going to be McCoy, and he's going to be stopped. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. They give him a yard, and McCoy is stopped short. It'll be 4th down and 9. 2:35 to go here in the first. They'll bring the punt team out.
Caleb Sarber, I believe, was the missile on the far side that got in on that stop for Milledgeville.
The wind, by the way, blowing right to left on the screen.
And you're going to see 5 Ryland McNitch back to kick for the Clippers.
And he's got a good leg, so with the wind, this could be a good flipping of field position here if he can get into one. That's a low snap. That boot, little line drive boot, and it takes an awkward hop. It's going to roll its way out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark it.
About the
25-yard line.
25-yard line? Yeah, we'll call it 25.
That's where the Missiles will take over here. 2:04 to go. As Levi McCoy in the comments cheering for Big Red. Harold cheering for the Missiles from Cape Town, Africa.
That's a new one.
That is a new one.
I think that's the first one I can remember from the continent of Africa.
Shout out. How about it? 2:04 to go here, 6-0. Clippers with the early lead. Big possession here. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running it up the middle, and just not able to find much on the ground here.
Second back.
That is Evan Shank.
Shank for a yard.
Give him about a yard on that one there for Shank. Using him in the backfield here, so trying to get him carries, trying to get him just the chance to make a special play here, but haven't been able to do it so far. And again, going against the wind this way, but a 1.5 minutes, they'll flip the field, and who knows, we might see an aggressive play calls in that second quarter. Awaiting the snap here, 1.5 minutes to go. Here's the snap, a little pitch pass going left side, a little pop pass not going anywhere. Connor Johnson, give him a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and about 7, maybe 8. Johnson on the reception there. Technically, that'll be his first catch.
Caden Heath on the stop, number 2 for Amboy.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 7 as we approach 1 minute to go here in the quarter. Milledgeville would like to get a first down here, keep this drive going so they can go with the wind later on in this drive.
I said that may be big in this contest because that would give.
But they're going to spread out the field here, and Kyson Francis is going to line up in the shotgun with 4 wide. They move a man in motion. There's 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 40 seconds to go. Francis looking to throw. He's going to throw that one over the middle. That one somehow caught by Johnson. What a catch by Connor Johnson. Didn't think there was any chance he was going to come up with that one. That is a 2, maybe a 3-yard gain. We got a whistle and a timeout by Amboy. Now, this is smart coaching here with 27.8 seconds to go. They're going to make Milledgeville punt into the wind with the timeout.
So that catch for about 4 yards. number 4, Colt McCoy, was on the coverage on the play for the Clippers. And I was just getting ready to say that. I wondered if Coach Payne was going to take a timeout here and force this kick into the wind. And he did actually went and did that just as I was thinking there. He couldn't get it out before he made the timeout call.
How about that play call there by Scott Payne? Of course, there's a reason. I mean, Amboy, they're well coached. Reason they've won 2 titles in a row. Good leadership like that going to take you a long way in this business. 27.8 seconds to go here, 4th and 5, and now Milledgeville will bring the punt team out. Already have had a block punt once here. And we'll see what the Missiles can do here.
I think Amboy's going to nobody back for the Clippers, so
they're going to probably bring some pressure. And awaiting the snap. That's a high snap, but able to get a good boot on that one. But that wind, it just catches up and able to down it before it bounces back over midfield.
Carter Livingood down for the Missiles is going to down it at the Amboy 48. And you could see. You see what the wind did on that punt. It got to its apex and just stopped.
That was kind of a wild thing to see. You hear about it all the time, but actually seeing it play out in person is kind of fun. 22 seconds to go, Amboy with the ball. First snap of this possession here for the Clippers. They fake the handoff, looking to throw, but pressure comes. Able to get away with it is Welch, and he's going to get a couple of yards out of it. Tanner Welch, late penalty flag comes in with 12.5 seconds to go. Welch will gain about 3 on the play, and we'll await the penalty. 3-yard carry for Welch. You expect this one to go against the Missiles, but we'll see what the call is. 12.5 seconds to go now on the clock. That is a personal foul. It is on Milledgeville. So give him the 3 yards for Welch.
And back on the 15.
15 for Milledgeville. First penalty here in the ball game. So that'll set the Clippers up with excellent field position here. Once they spin the clock, we'll see if Amboy will get one more play in here going with the win. The clock spins. I think that's going to be the final play of this quarter. What a first quarter, 6-0 our score. The Clippers out in front. They take advantage of a blocked punt. We go to the second. 6-0 our score. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here. Lopez takes the direct snap. First play of the second quarter. Lopez met at the line of scrimmage. I tell you, Milledgeville has been playing really good defensively outside of having one short field that they had to defend against.
Yeah,
they've been slowing down Amboy here, rushing outside of that 15-yard penalty. 1-yard carry there for Lopez. Second down upcoming.
Johnson on the stop, number 7, and Milledgeville doing a good job of going low. That's a key when you try to bring running backs or anybody running with a football. You got to go low and try and wrap up below the knees, and a good job there by Connor Johnson for Milledgeville.
Tanner Welch now the quarterback. I formation. Here's the snap. They hand it off right side. Colt McCoy looks for a hole. He's got a little bit of an opening, but he's going to be stopped short of the line to gain there. It'll be third down and about 5. A 4-yard carry on the play for McCoy. That's his 5th carry here of the ball game. So now third down and 5 with 11:09 to go here in this quarter. Amboy going against the wind here, but you're deep enough in the opponent's territory. That's likely 2-down territory. Tanner Welch breaks the huddle. Lopez, the deep back, I formation. Caden Heath back there with him as well. And it looks like Milledgeville may have jumped. That might be a free first down as Milledgeville jumps across the line. And that'll be a neutral zone infraction. Offside is the call, so that is going to be a free first down for the Clippers. Couple of penalties we've seen here on this drive.
Yeah, for 20 yards of yardage for the Clippers.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They go. Here's the snap. Lopez cuts his way back right side, breaks a tackle. There goes Lopez inside the 10, near the 5, near the line. What a run by Lopez.
Connor Johnson on the touchdown saving tackle for the Missiles. Inside the 5-yard line, it'll be down at about the 2.
That's a 22-yard gain for Lopez. Biggest play of the ball game by far. So first down and goal, 10:35 to go here. They set it up at about the 2-yard line. They'll go I formation, Welch again. And now Welch turns around, gets the okay here. And now the I formation for Welch. Here's the snap. Running back fell down. McCoy trying to make his way in. He's going to be stopped. I think if McCoy didn't slip on that play, he might be in the end zone. Instead, back to the line. Maybe loses about a half a yard. Still second down and goal.
Yeah, as soon as he came out of his stance, he lost his footing, and that just kind of threw the timing of the play off for the Clippers. So second and goal from the 2.
Second and goal from the 2, maybe the 1.5. As Tanner Welch breaks the huddle. Amboy knocking on the door again here as Welch down low, takes the snap, hands it off. McCoy runs his way up the middle. Is he in? They're going to say he's a half a yard short.
Well, that was Lopez, I think, on the carry.
Lopez
got
with the carry.
Did a flip off the tackle, and got to be a third and goal from the 1.
Big play here, big couple of plays here for Milledgeville defensively. It's third down and about 2. No gain on that play, so 9:34 to go here first half. Tanner Welch ready for the next snap. He's got McCoy deep back. He'll take it himself. He's trying to get in, and we instead have a penalty flag. This is going against Amboy.
False start on the Clippers, the preliminary signal.
The near side official comes rushing in, a false start. That's been the story in the NFL, that early jump on those QB sneaks in Philly.
The tush push.
They don't let that slide here in high school football. No, sir. Third down and now 6. Third down and 6 upcoming here for Amboy. Tanner Welch will go back in the I formation here. He's got Lopez, the deep back, Heath, the up back. Waiting the snap, hands it off to Lopez. He cuts his way back up the middle, and he is met by a barrage of missiles there, and he'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down and goal to go at about the 6-yard line. No gain on the play.
22 coming off the bottom of the pile for the Missiles. Jaden Bromenshekel for the Milledgeville Missiles. A big fourth down coming up, fourth and goal from about the 4.
And they gave him a 2-yard carry on that one for Lopez, so fourth down and 4, 8:35 to go here first half. Tanner Welch breaks the huddle. Colt McCoy, the deep back. Welch on fourth down. Awaits the snap, takes it, fakes the handoff, rolls out right side. Pressure comes, throws it, end zone. That one no good. An incomplete pass. And the Missile defense holds strong. They'll take over deep in their own territory.
Cody Wynn, the intended receiver, coverage by Connor Johnson for Milledgeville. Wow, what a stand by the Missile defense. They'll have it first and 10 at the 4-yard line, and with the quarter switch, the wind at their back.
8:22 to go here as we await the first play here. Kyson Francis takes the snap, hands it, pitches it right side. Spencer Nye gets to the corner, cuts his way back. Nye carries it past the 10-yard line. He's going to be near the line to gain. A good carry there as they get him out to about the 11-yard line. A 7-yard gain for Spencer Nye, his 5th carry here in the ball game.
Caden Heath, number 2 on the stop for the Clippers.
So give him a 5-yard gain, beg pardon. I'll mark him right at the 10-yard line, so they were setting up at the 5. And it'll be second down and 5, under 8 minutes to go here. Francis awaiting the snap here as they take it, handing it off, running it left side. Trying to get through that defense there. Amboy's not budging. That's a couple of yards, though.
I think for Johnson.
And I think that's Shank.
You're
Was
right.
the Evan Shank, the running back on that one. A 2-yard carry for him. It'll be 3rd down and 3. 7.5 to go here in the first half. That touchdown saving tackle by number 7 could loom large, STL says. That touchdown on that 22-yard carry by
Yes.
Lopez is what they're referencing
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
Good play there by Johnson saving that touchdown. 3rd down and 3 to go. Here's the snap. They give the handoff to Nye. Runs his way up the middle. He's going to be near the line. And it looks like he's about a half a yard shy.
Caden Heath, number 2 on the stop again for the Clippers. Again, we talked about Milledgeville on the defense, stopping guys low. Spencer Nye is a load of a back for the Missiles, and a good job there by Heath going low.
He's not the tallest kid, but
No.
he is a bowling ball. It's like trying to tackle a bowling ball.
5'6", 180-pound running back for Milledgeville, and a senior. It seems like we've heard his name for more than 4 years.
Yes,
It seems like since he was a freshman.
Certainly has. Now decision time here. 6.5 minutes to go. Looks like Milledgeville going to try to go for it here on 4th and
You
short.
try and maybe hard count, see if you can get some movement.
Kyson Francis moves a man in motion, and then penalty flag is going to come in, and any chance of that is going to go by the wayside as a false start's going to come in. And Milledgeville will get turned away here because of a penalty, their 3rd penalty here in this ball game.
So you definitely now in a punt situation, as you're going to see number 4, Colt McCoy, drop back for Amboy, as Connor Johnson, Kyson France will drop back to do the punting for the Missiles.
6:15 to go here in the first half as McCoy back to receive the kick. As that one is booted. That's a better kick there, but it's still going to be good field position for Amboy. They'll be on the plus side of the field. But that punt is going to come to rest at about the 45-yard line, so that's where the Clippers will take over here. Moving left to right on your screen. As 6-0 our score. Second quarter, beg pardon. Forgot to change that on our scoreboard there.
While you're doing that, or you can throw out the I8FA Coaches Clinic is set. Set your calendars, coaches, for the weekend of February 28th. The I8FA will be hosting their Coaches Clinic at Peoria Heights High School. You can reach out to Coach Parker at Peoria Heights at kendall.parker@ph325.org to get a spot.
So first down, 10 to go here. I formation, Tanner Welch are waiting the next snap here in the second quarter from the 45-yard line. Here's the snap. Welch hands it off, runs his way. Lopez up the middle. He's going to gain about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Lopez having a tough time moving the ball here in chunks. He does have the 1 chunk play, but other than that, not much given up by the Milledgeville defense here. 2nd down and 7 upcoming here.
Spencer Nye, 46 on the stop for the Missiles.
2nd down and 7 to go here, coming up on 5.5 to go in this first half. Good ball game so far, low-scoring affair. Clock has been moving real quickly there. That's what you get for 2 teams running the ball here. We're going to be a quick game. As Welch now in the shotgun. Here's the snap. If he gives the handoff to McCoy, he'll run his way left side. McCoy has not been able to find anything. That might be a half a yard, and that might be a generous spot. 1 yard gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6. 5:10 to go here in quarter number 2.
40, Benny Mickelson, a 6-foot senior on the stop for the Missiles after the 1 yard gain from McCoy.
And the clock has ticked under 5 minutes now, so we started this game at 2 o'clock.
It's
and
2:35.
It is 2:30, and we're already almost to halftime. Welch in the I formation on 3rd down. Here's the snap, a pitch right side. Running it is Lopez. Cuts his way back, breaking through tacklers. He's going to be close that second effort. I think it's going to give him the 1st down. What a run by Lopez. A gain of 7 on 3rd and 6 by Lopez.
Jaden Brown-Sheckle, number 22, again on the stop for the Missiles, but it is enough for a Clipper 1st down.
And that'll set them up inside the 35-yard line. 34 is where they mark it. 4:30 to go here in quarter number 2. Now the back is McCoy. He'll run his way left side trying to get to the edge. He'll cut through. Penalty flag comes in.
That likely in the area of a hold. Yep, and I saw the official on the far side already make the signal a hold, so that will come back on Amboy.
So both teams, been dealing with issues in the penalty department. As that is indeed a hold. That'll be a hold on Amboy, so that's their 2nd penalty here. Milledgeville with 3. So that's going to push them back, and now this is ideal if Milledgeville can get a stop here on this long possession potentially. They're going to have the chance with the wind at their back to go down and score just before the half because Amboy gets the ball as we start the second half.
Absolutely.
First down and 20 as they're back to about the 44-yard line. Welch, I formation, as he takes the snap, hands it off Lopez, right side, spins through one tackle. He's past the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Give him 5 on the play for Lopez. Already 12 carries here in this ball game with 3:50 to go here in the first half.
Serber and Johnson on the stop for the Missiles. Gain of a couple more for Jose Lopez. Lopez again coming in with 1,300 yards on the ground this season for the Clippers.
So a 5-yard gain makes it second down and 15. Ball at the at the 39-yard line. Welch got McCoy in the backfield. Turns and hands it off to McCoy. Runs his way left side looking for a hole. He's past the original line of scrimmage. And McCoy is going to get to about, they're going to be inside the 35 to about the 34. It'll be third down. It's a 5-yard gain for McCoy on his 8th carry here in the ball game.
Spencer Nye on the stop, 46 for the Missiles.
Couple of big plays here defensively for Milledgeville. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. I formation, Tanner Welch awaits the snap, takes it, fakes it, looks to throw, throws it left side, looking for his man deep, and that one in and out of the hands of Cody Wynn, the intended target, the tight end. Drops that one. Second drop we've seen here in this game for Amboy. And Milledgeville, their defense holds strong, but likely 4-down territory here for the Clippers.
Absolutely.
Well, now they're going to bring their punt unit
Connor
out.
Johnson on the coverage for the Missiles.
Potentially they're going to bring their punt unit out here. Ryland McNinch is out on the field.
You could, with that wind, you could probably get off a little kind of quick pooch kick.
We did see the wind just stop a ball at midfield last go around, so McNinch is going to come in, but it's good fake territory as well. McNinch takes it. And, nearly blocked. That might have gotten a piece of it there. That punt is no good there as that one goes just past the 30-yard line.
Now Spencer Nye into the backfield on the punt. Now, I'm not sure if he got a finger on the football or not, or if it just went off.
Or just if the pressure might have had something to might have affected it a little bit.
But you're not going to have to move the chains very far. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Missiles. Just short, it looks like, of the Missile 30-yard line.
So now, ball set up at the 29-yard line. Excellent field chance here. Kyson Francis moving a man in motion. Here's the snap. Francis looks to throw. He's still looking. Pressure comes. Rolls out right side. Dumps that one off. He's got Shank. Shank has got his way near the line. He's got himself a first down. Out past the 35, close to the 40-yard line. Give him 12, Shank with his second catch of the ball game.
Jose Lopez on the coverage and stop for.
Oh, they only gave him 9 yards.
Okay.
So they didn't give him that extra yardage.
I thought
there.
It was beyond the marker on the far side.
Look close, but it'll be second down and 1. Still a good play on the first drive here. 2:18 to go here in the first half. Kyson Francis in the shotgun, awaiting the snap. Takes the snap, pitches it right side, and running it right side, that is Shank. He'll get out of bounds. They'll stop the clock. It'll be enough for a first down, as Shank will be past the 40-yard line, it looks like. So 1st and 10 for the Missiles with 2:05 to go. Give him 2, maybe 3 on the play.
I'll give him mark it right at the 40, it looks like.
So that is a 2-yard gain. And a 1st and 10 with 2:05 to go. Ran out of bounds, so the clock will stop. Missiles with all 3 of their timeouts. Clippers have got 2. Kyson Francis, 6-foot quarterback, 175 pounds. Awaits the snap in the I formation, fakes the handoff. Francis going to launch this one deep over the middle of the field, and that one is too high. Looking for his target, Connor Johnson. That one incomplete. 2 minutes to go, second down and 10.
Can't tell if that's a penalty flag down. McCoy and Winback on the coverage.
That might.
No, I think it's just
one of those autumn leaves that we see this time of year.
The sun shining on it looks a little yellowish, maybe.
A little deceiving here, but with the wind blowing all these leaves around here, you're going to run into a few of them. 6-0 our score. as second down and 10. They've got 2 wide receivers now on each side of Kyson Francis. The sophomore quarterback awaits the snap. Francis takes it, looks to throw. Francis is going to launch this one deep left side, looking for his man over the middle, and that one a little too high again. Looking for Spencer Nye, and now it'll be third down and 10. 1:55 to go here in quarter number 2.
48, I think Carter Livengood actually was the intended receiver. Hard to see sometimes that 8 and that 6, but regardless, it stops the clock with 1:55 to play. A third down and 10 for the Missiles.
Kyson Francis comes in with the play here, the sophomore. Been very impressive for a sophomore quarterback.
1,700 yards on the season passing with 31 touchdowns.
Needs one here as Milledgeville trails 6-0. They don't get the ball back. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Francis awaiting the snap, takes the snap, rolls out right side. Francis going to look to throw, pumps that one, throws it right side, that one incomplete. Milledgeville's looking for a penalty flag as Spencer Nye, the intended target. No flag on the field, it'll be fourth down.
Cody went on the coverage for the Clippers on the play, and that will stop the clock with 1:49 to play in the opening half.
Now Amboy, they've got the ball. They're going into the wind. Don't expect them to be too aggressive, but you also look at the fact you also look at the fact that the Missiles have all 3 of their timeouts, so maybe they can get the ball back one final time. As here to kick it away is Francis. Francis will boot that one deep with the wind. That one going to go out of bounds. That's not the best of kicks, but Amboy will still take over right around the 30-yard line. That's where they're going to mark it with 1:44 to go here first half.
So 2 timeouts for the Clippers and 1:44 to go.
I just still can't believe how quick this game
know.
is moving.
We probably just jinxed ourselves
by saying
it.
We probably did for the second half, which, you know what? That's okay with me. That means there's a lot of scoring here. We haven't had a lot of scoring. 1:44 to go. And they're going to mark that one actually out at the 44-yard line. So
I was
really
going to say, when
they marked it originally at the 30, there was no chance.
That was way further downfield than I expected, so they're going to move it out to the 44. Now, if you're Amboy, kind of grind it down the field a little bit and not give the Missiles maybe a chance to get much going here before halftime.
Do have all 3 of their timeouts here. Here's Welch going to hand it off and stumbling again. That one handed off to Caden Heath. And the footing has been an issue here we've seen so far in this ball game, especially for Amboy. That'll be a no gain on the play for Heath, his second carry of the ball game. Second down and 10 to go here with 1:26 to go.
The field looks great.
It
in
does.
Great shape. I was talking to some of the Amboy fans before the game started, and I commented how great the field looks because definitely been well maintained with a lack of rain.
McCoy's going to take it. He's going to run left side, and McCoy is going to make
run.
his way. Oh, the ball might have come out. Milledgeville says they have it, and the officials disagree. It'll be third down and 5, a 5-yard gain for McCoy. Tied for his largest gain of the ball game here. Under a minute to go. I'm surprised Milledgeville isn't calling timeouts here, Chris.
A little surprised.
So they've got all 3 of their timeouts here, but they choose not to use them here. 50 seconds to go. Third down and 5. Looks like Amboy is still going to go semi-no huddle, so maybe they're just hoping that they get the benefit of the doubt here. It'll be Lopez taking the direct snap. Lopez runs his way left side. Lopez cuts his way back. Lopez going to be short originally, but that second effort might have got him the first. Lopez is going to have a first down. It's a 6-yard gain. What a play there by Lopez.
Rowan Shekel on the stop, number 22. Now the Clippers, I think, going to take a timeout here. They do. They're second with 32.6 seconds to play.
Byron and ICCP scoreless in the second quarter. I know a lot of folks up here were talking about that one. So any other scores, feel free to get into the comments and let us know. Lewin leading Anawan Wethersfield 30-6 in the third quarter.
Winslow, a powerhouse in small school football.
So the second timeout, by the way, here for the Clippers. And how about this game here? We expected a lot of offense, high-powered offenses, but the defenses have been grinding this one out here. 6-0, a very quick first half, really, as we're just 32 seconds away from going into half here. What's the game plan here for Amboy out of this timeout?
Well, I think just do what you've been doing. It's worked well. You still got one timeout. Try and maybe get some plays, running plays towards the sidelines if you can, to stop the clock.
Amboy has ran a ton of plays here in the second quarter. I'm looking at the difference here between the first and second quarter. It is wild. 32.6 seconds to go here. Lopez going to take the snap as he'll run his way right side, looking for a hole. There goes Lopez down the sideline. It's Lopez past the 30. He's going to be taken down near the 25. What a run by Lopez. Penalty flag out, though, as that's back near the line of scrimmage. Now they move it up to the 40-yard line. This one might be coming back.
Hold or block in the back.
And that one will come back. Holding on Amboy, another penalty. That one wipes away a 20-plus yard gain.
On the run on the near side, as soon as Lopez got to the outside and made the turn, it looked like one of the linemen maybe got the hands on the back of the jersey or a hold, and that's about where they moved the penalty flag to, and that's going to move the ball back to midfield.
So that'll move it back up to midfield. 25.4 seconds to go here. Now Tanner Welch, will line up in the shotgun. And they're going to try to move this one down the field here, likely. Moving a man in motion. Here's the snap. Welch loses handle of the ball. Ball's on the ground, and Amboy's going to fall on it. They fall on it back near the 40. That is a 10-yard loss. And Amboy might just take this one and go into half.
Benny Mickelson gets back there for Milledgeville to make sure nothing happens for the Clippers. We're down to 7. That's going to end the first half.
An 11-yard loss by Welch on that one. And that's going to end a wild first half. Wild in the sense that I don't think anybody saw a score line like this in the pluck here today.
Absolutely not.
6-0. Our touchdown came early in the first. 6-0 our score as we get ready to head into halftime. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go over some numbers here. And then we've also got an interview with our sponsors, MDH, here as well. So we'll get them on as well. But we'll come back. We'll take a look at some numbers real quick. 6-0 our score at the half. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their health care.
Welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here in this one as we have got ourselves a low-scoring affair. 6-0. Amboy, the defending state champions, with the lead here on semifinal Saturday. Definitely didn't expect this one here, Chris, as I know you've got some great sponsors here on board here that we want to give another shout-out to.
Yeah, I want to pass along our thanks to a couple of sponsors for the Amboy Clippers. One of them includes First National Bank of Amboy. They wish good luck to the Clippers for National Bank of Amboy, where you come first, and Bashan Brothers Chevrolet. Find them on the web at www.bashanbrothers, that's BAESSEN brothers.com. Good luck, Clippers.
Yeah, so we appreciate those sponsors getting on board here in this one, as this has been just a defensive, grinded-out kind of game. Nobody really sticking out, I guess you could say. Lopez for Amboy has got a couple of big carries here. He has the only touchdown here in this ball game, but numbers-wise, it hasn't really been a whole lot because that touchdown came on a short field after a block punt. Other than that, if you take that block punt and the short field away, we might have a scoreless game here at the half.
Yeah, absolutely. A 22-yard gain is the biggest offensive play of the first half by Lopez. Not much beyond that. I'm hard-pressed to find anything else in double digits for any carries for anybody.
Yeah,
actually,
let's take a look at the numbers there.
That's
that you
the
got.
only double-digit carry I see. As unofficially at the half, we got Tanner Welch, 0 of 4 passing. Jose Lopez leading the way, 13 carries unofficially for 64 yards and the score. Colt McCoy, 9 carries for 27. Caden Heath, a couple carries for 3. And Tanner Welch, 2 carries for, I've got -8. Of course, that big chunk of that comes on that bad snap
on the end of the half.
11 11-yard loss on the play there right before the half.
I haven't seen any turnovers outside of the block punt
No.
here in this game, so it's been a very clean game here. Both teams with 3 penalties there. What's the Milledgeville numbers looking like?
Tyson Francis have 3 of 6 for 16 yards. Spencer Nye, 7 carries for 22. Connor Johnson, 3 carries unofficially for 4. And Evan Sneck, 3 carries for 5 yards. Sneck, 2 catches for 12, and Connor Johnson a catch for 4.
So those are your halftime numbers here. Real quickly before we go to our interview here at the half, STL asking who gets the win in the fourth quarter. Do you remember who gets the win in the fourth quarter?
Should be Milledgeville,
Should be Milledgeville with the win. I believe you're right.
Because that's what I was wondering when they elected to get the football and go the way they did. I wondered if there was some gamemanship by Coach Warble to try and get the win in that fourth quarter in a close ball game.
So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. We believe that's how it's going to go there. A couple more comments here. Just the way they will finish the second quarter. Let's see here. Beware when they come out to halftime. That certainly could be a possibility. Clippers will get the ball when they come out of half. I believe the Clippers, Ward trying to answer the missiles, likely having the wind in the fourth quarter. Clippers fans then cheering here. Missiles can do it defensively. Defense is good enough. Just got to get their offense going. I mean, that defense really surprised me here.
Both defenses surprised
but especially Milledgeville.
Yes,
Like we said in these games, Amboy just wears people down so much there. And I know it's only 2 quarters here. I know it wasn't a very long first half. But, I mean, it looks like they are juiced, ready to go. They're going to come out here. They're going to have their hair on fire here because the trip to the state championship game is on the line here against their rival.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're looking forward to the second half here. We'll step aside. Dwayne, our friend Dwayne, will have an interview with some of our special guests from MDH, our great sponsors, our title sponsors here at TSSR. We certainly appreciate them because without them, we wouldn't be here. And we're happy to be here. We got a lot of people joining us here today, so we're happy to have you along with us here on TSSR. We will have the second semifinal game here on TSSR. Dwayne will have that one. We'll talk more about that when we come back from the halftime interview here. So Dwayne's got that. We'll be back in just a bit here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
All right, welcome to halftime here. Patrick Osterman with us, and we talk about behind-the-scenes stuff all the time. The guy running the board right now, kind of crazy.
I don't know if you could get a much higher title running the board behind the scenes of an interview at McDonough District Hospital other than our president and chief executive officer, Bill Murdoch. But we appreciate Bill helping us out.
Yeah, he's game to help with everything. I'm guessing your job has to be a little more relaxed now. He seems to be like a pretty good guy to work with.
I tell you what, Bill has done a fantastic job. You knew just how good of a person he was, having worked with him for the last 5 years prior as our chief financial officer. And when he was promoted to our chief executive officer, I was all excited about it. I think everybody in the organization was very excited about it. You talk about, do you need to do a national search? And our board of directors, I give them all the credit in the world. They listen to the staff. They listen to the community members and said, you got somebody here who knows what they're doing, is a great person, does a great job. He knows the community. He's invested in the community, and it's been a great 2024 so far, and we've got a lot of bright future, a lot of great things that we're looking ahead towards.
Well, it's nice because MDH has been so embedded in the community, right? It is always nice to have somebody at the top and throughout the system that's also embedded in what the community has to offer and needs.
Absolutely. With my job, I do a lot of community relations. I get out, talk with businesses, talk with organizations. And one of the first conversations I had with Bill when he stepped into that new role, he said, Pat, I want to get out in the community. And we've been able to do that. We've gone out and met with our regional healthcare colleagues, CEOs, just talking about what can we do together? Is there anything we can do together? Rural healthcare is tough. There's a lot of challenges we face, but if we work together, maybe play to each other's strengths, I think we can both succeed. And that's the best way that we can help serve our community, help serve the patients that we are here to serve.
Well, and improving your brand is always a good thing, right? Whether it's a hospital or TSSR Game Time Live, improving your brand is a good thing. Getting out in the community helps that, but also expanding your options helps that as well, right?
Absolutely. One of the things you always look at is clinical partnerships. If we can't get a physician here, is there another healthcare organization that we can do what we call a clinical partnership with? Blessing Health is a great example out of Quincy. They bring cardiologists up here, a pulmonologist. We have a urologist that comes up here once a week. So our patients in McDonough County, they don't have to drive down to Quincy or maybe Springfield or maybe Peoria. If we can find those clinical partnerships where they can be seen here in Macomb, it's just a win-win for everybody.
Well, last year we talked about expanding to Monmouth with you. We talked about the pharmacy. As we talked to Bill, the pharmacy is expanding, and I shouldn't say expanding, it's coming to completion. You've done great things, I think, in Monmouth. What's down the road for MDH? Are you at a point that you can talk about anything that's coming?
I think we just got to keep looking on how we can continue to grow, and that's been one of our focal points. We do strategic planning on a quarterly basis. We want to look ahead, 2-3 years down the road, but as we said, there's a lot of dynamics going on in healthcare right now. So if you get too far ahead, you kind of lose sight what could be coming right around the corner. So that's why we try to keep it more of a short term, yet still look ahead to the long term. Like we said, our biggest challenge is how can we continue to grow? We've been here for over 65 years. What can we do as an organization, as a staff, as an administration team to make sure we're still around here for 65 years and beyond?
As public relations guy for the hospital, what do you want to use this opportunity to tell the people that might be watching about MDH in 2024 that's different maybe than what they expected or saw from 2023 or before?
Well, as you just talked about, our clinical expansions, as you said, Monmouth, our MDH Monmouth Clinic, convenience clinic, sports med and rehab. We got great staff up there, and I think that's a common theme. I know Bill talks about this a lot. I 100% on board with this too. I agree 100%. I would think you'd ask any of our staff members, they would say that we got a great team right now. We do a great job working together, and I think that's how we can play to our strengths to help grow. You talked about the community pharmacy. We're excited when that starts coming online and how we can best serve our community. A lot of convenience. I think one thing that we learned from COVID, people love convenience. We got our drive-through labs, and now you got our drive-through community pharmacy. A lot of good things going on. Stay tuned. It's an exciting time right now in our organization.
Well, have some fun at baseball this weekend, okay?
We're going to have some fun. A lot of fall baseball going on as we record this right before the start of high school football season. I know we're going to have a lot of great football games. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this year.
We'll be right back with the second half right after this.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here as we are at the half. Yes, if you're just joining us here, you missed the first half, which is kind of crazy. You blinked and it was already done with the first quarter. You blinked, the second quarter was done. 1 hour in, and a trip to the state championship game is on the line, and nothing has really been decided yet here, Chris. A very low-scoring affair here, still very much at hand for both sides as we get ready to start the second half.
Absolutely, and outside of the turnover on the block punt, neither team really able to get a whole lot going outside of that one Lopez run in the second quarter, but Milledgeville's defense on that one, down at about the 3 or 4 yard line with a first and goal, pushed them back and held them out of the end zone.
Now, the wind has been blowing pretty strong here today. You can't really tell. Maybe you can tell a little bit with that flag on the bottom right of your screen there, but the wind has just been vicious here today, so both teams not really throwing the ball all that well here. Milledgeville, you would say, does have the edge in the passing game here. They likely are going to have the wind with them in the fourth quarter. Everybody's been looking forward to that because outside of that, it's going to be a grinded out kind of affair here. It's still very much in play that this thing could be a 1, maybe even a 2-score game.
Absolutely.
Very much at hand here going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And it will be interesting to see, will Amboy just keep trucking down the field like they have been and keep it on the ground, or maybe we see the Clippers throw the football a little more on occasions because they will have the wind at their back and start the third quarter.
So we'll see how that plays out here as we move along here. Some other scores have come in via the chat. If you want to give us a score update from a game that you're keeping an eye on, put it in the comments. We would appreciate that. Byron is leading ICCP 7-0 at the half, a low-scoring affair there. Tolono leading Williamsville in the second quarter 35-0. So a kind of a blowout situation there. Anthony, I appreciate you for giving us that. You got some other scores there, Chris?
Yeah, from 1A football, Lena Winslow 42, Anawan Withersfield 13. That with about 7 to play in the fourth quarter. Brown County all over Carrollton 37-13. That one at Brown County, and Mount Sterling back down our way with 8 minutes left. Casey Wethersfield, 1 point lead over Calhoun, 14-13. That one is shaping up to be a good one. That right before the half. We'll see if we can get some 2A scores for you as
maybe
well.
Maybe
3A.
even 3A.
With Monmouth Roseville. Back in our area.
Yeah, that's certainly one that I've got my eye on there. So
only 2A game with underway.
With the score
is Westville 28, Arthur Lovington 14.
All right.
And our 3A scores in the quarterfinals. St. Joe Ogden 24, Vandalia 21.
Wow.
And Toledo Unity, you mentioned that one, 35-0 shutout of Williamsville as that nears the half.
And then the Monmouth-Roseville game, they don't have a score there. If anybody's got that score, maybe you're watching that one along with this.
And you had the Byron IC Catholic, 7-0 in favor of Byron.
A lot of people up here interested in that one here. But, I mean, it's been a beautiful, beautiful day here. But the scoring has been down, obviously. But that's what you get when you get two teams that like to run the ball here. That's been the case here. Who do you think has the edge as we get ready to go into this second half of action there, Chris?
Well, so far it's been probably Amboy with a slight edge on the ground, but, I mean, it's so slight. One play over double digits for either school.
And you take out that block punt, the short field for Amboy early in this game, we could be looking at a scoreless game.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's just kind of crazy that you're here in the semifinals. You look at two teams who both score over 40 points a game. 6-0 was not on anybody's bingo card, I don't think. Well, you could have gave us 100 different guesses to what the score was going to be at the half, and nobody would have come up with a 6-0 score.
No, absolutely not.
I don't think this game finishes 6-0, though.
I got a funny suspicion it won't. I agree with you on that one. I don't think it will, but, boy, yeah, I mean, you know, you've heard the saying, you know, tail of the halves. First half dominated by one team. The defense is dominated.
Yeah.
Now, will that continue in the second half? Well, we're just a couple of minutes away from getting that, start that answer and see what happens in the second half.
And this is just playing out similar to what it did in the first matchup here. Close game. Both these teams then went on tears where a lot of their games weren't even that close. I would honestly say that you could maybe even give the edge a little bit to Milledgeville, because Milledgeville last week played a low-scoring game with South Beloit. So, I mean, there's a chance that, you know, Milledgeville, a little battle-tested. They had a couple of closer games than Amboy did. So what happens when, you know, things get tight, you know, late in the ball game here? Who's going to crack? Not saying that Amboy is going to crack, because, I mean, they're a two-time defending state champion. They know what they're doing. They know how to win in games, you know, blowouts or non-blowouts. But Milledgeville this season, they've been a little more battle-tested here. So, I don't know, you could maybe even give that edge to the Missiles here, but we'll see how it plays out as we get ready to go here in the second half. Feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for here this evening. I tell you what, we're ready for some great football. Second semifinal on TSSR. We'll have that one for you. Polo traveling down to South Fork. Who are you liking that one there, Chris? Should be a close one. Should be another close one like this, we think.
We think, because that's your 2 and 3 seeds. I'm going to give a slight edge to Polo, but don't count out South Fork. Just don't count South Fork out. I know that we're talking on the drive up here, Aaron and the two of us. You know, there's that north-south thing. I saw Polo in person play. I was very impressed. I saw them in week 1 against BPC. They impressed the heck out of me. All I've seen on South Fork is on our broadcast, some of our broadcasts, and they're an impressive squad. And like I said, I think maybe a slight tilt edge to Polo, but it would not surprise me to have South Fork win that game at home.
So we'll see how that one plays out. We will have that one for you on TSSR. Dwayne and our friend Jeff joining us with that one. They will have that call for you. 4 o'clock is when that one kicks off. Who knows? We might be off the air by then with how quick that first half went.
I'm telling you, if it's like the first half, we're definitely going to be able to catch the kickoff for that audio-wise on the drive back.
Now Milledgeville kicking into the wind here, left to right on your screen as the kickoff is underway, and
Spencer
that one
Nye
is going to go out of play. Spencer Nye boots it out of bounds. Avoiding a deep return, so maybe a little strategy in booting that one out of play, or maybe the wind just pushed it out of bounds, but we shall see how things play out here as we get ready for the first snap of the second half, our third quarter, as I got to fix the old scoreboard there. So, Chris, take it away real quick.
All righty, so it's 1st and 10 for the Clippers, and they'll mark it at the 35-yard line, and that's where Amboy will start with that 6-0 lead to start our second half.
So Jose Lopez, the leading rusher there, thanks to, in large part, that 22-yard carry that he had. Other than that, he didn't have a whole lot going. He lines up as the deep back here, takes it, and Lopez is going to run his way right side, tries to get to the outside. There's a big hole. Lopez going to cut his way back near midfield, spinning away from tacklers, and there's a good run by Lopez. Gain of 13 on the first play of the second half. Jose Lopez with a good start for the Clippers.
Johnson on the stop, got him around the ankles, got it held on. Got to take it all the way out, just short of midfield at the Clipper 48-yard line.
11:40 to go here, third quarter just back underway as the I formation getting ready for the snap as that one taken by McCoy. He's going to get to the outside. He is met in the backfield. Spencer Nye got there and was waiting for him as he was trying to take the edge. McCoy maybe loses a half a yard here. We'll see where they mark it. They give him the line of scrimmage, kind of a generous spot there. It'll be second down.
Good job by Nye, not buying the little fake by McCoy on the play.
Good open field tackle right
great
there.
open field tackle, and we're going to say no gain on the play, so 2nd and 10.
Just 1 minute gone here in quarter number 3 as Lopez takes the snap. Lopez going to run his way left side, looking for a hole. He's going to sneak his way through, spinning away from tacklers, still on his feet past the 45. And Lopez, a great carry there. That's going to be a gain of 7, maybe 8 on the play. So Lopez setting up a 3rd and short situation there. 7-yard gain for Lopez as he has been running really, really hard here. Doesn't have a ton of yards to show for it, but he's been running really hard when he gets the ball.
15 carries now for 86. Johnson and Nye on the stop for the Missiles.
And now he'll line up as the deep back here. 3rd down and 3, 10:25 to go here in the quarter. Here's the snap. That one gets away from Lopez, able to pick it up, but he's met in the backfield, and he's going to be stopped. No gain on the play. Snapping's been an issue here that we've seen. Don't know if it's the wind. Maybe it's not.
Say, snapping into the wind.
And that's going to be no gain on the play, so it'll be 4th down. Lopez with that carry.
Nye and Johnson again on the stop for the Missiles.
But we'll see potentially Amboy with the wind at their back. Do they try to punt this one away, or do they try to go for it here? McNinch is out there. He is their punter, but we'll
I think this is 4-down territory.
I agree with you.
Go for it here.
I agree with you there. As Colt McCoy, the deep back here, they've got Welch turning, handing it off to the up back. He's going to be stopped well short. That is Caden Heath. A gain of maybe a yard if he's lucky, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Milledgeville's defense holds strong to start the half.
Carter Livingood on the stop, broke in and got McCoy around the bottom of the leg, right around the ankle, and forces the turnover on downs. Here come the Missiles. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
9:35 to go here as we're just underway here in the third quarter. Here's the snap as he goes left side. That's Shank. Shank gets to the edge. Still on his feet. He's past the 50-yard line. And the crowd on the Milledgeville side liking what they're seeing. That is a 6, maybe a 7-yard gain there by Shank.
We'll give him 7.
Give him 7. Evan Shank, what a carry there. 2nd down and 3 upcoming.
Ball now inside the Amboy side of the 50 at the 49. 9:10 to play here in the third quarter.
In the I formation, Shank is going to line up as the quarterback again. Evan Shank awaiting the snap. He's going to take it, run it right up the middle. Shank is through some tacklers, breaking through. He's past the 40-yard line.
On his feet.
What a run by Evan Shank! And the Missiles inside the 35-yard line. They'll set up at the 33.
16-yard run. And just impressive. The young man keeping the legs driving forward. 16 yards and a missile first down.
He's listed as a tight end, so good luck tackling a tight end who's come barreling right after you. And now he's going to line up as quarterback again. Evan Shank awaits the snap in the shotgun. 8:48 to go. Here's the snap. Shank runs his way up the middle, cuts his way through a tackler, and Shank runs his way hard. First down. Give him a gain of maybe 5. A gain of 5 exactly. Evan Shank for Milledgeville.
Trevor Stenzel, 58 on the stop.
Second carry of the first half here by Shank. 8:25 to go. They give him 5, maybe 6 on the play. Shank lines up as the quarterback again. They like this setup here. Johnson in the backfield with them. Taking the snap, a high snap, runs his way to the corner. There goes Shank. He's got some room. Shank runs his way out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the Missiles.
Like
here comes Milledgeville.
Inside the 20 is where he ran out of bounds. Good job there. Spencer Nye leading the way on the block, number 46 for the Missiles.
They're going to mark him at the 21-yard line, so where does that give him? How many yards on that one there, Chris?
I'd say that's about a 6 or 7 yard carry.
That's what I thought. 7-yard gain on that play. Hard to tell from this angle from times, and they don't keep track on the scoreboard where the ball is, so been a little tricky here this afternoon. 21-yard line, though, is where Shank will take over. They're going to move everybody around. 48, that's living good now, gets into the backfield.
210-pound senior's going to
He's
run
going to take it, run it left side towards the corner. Living Good is tackled in the open field. Otherwise, he had some open space. Living Good with the run left side. Give him 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Caden Heath, number 2 on the stop.
That's a 3-yard gain for Living Good. 2nd down and 7 as we're at 7.5 to go here in this third quarter. Milledgeville, the best the offense has looked so far going into the wind. Evan Shank back as the quarterback, lining up as the quarterback, that is. He'll run it left side, trying to cut his way through. There goes Shank. He's near the sticks, and he's going to be stopped about 2 to 3 yards shy. Shank with a 2-yard gain on that play. The angles are a little deceiving here from where we're at in the press box. A 2-yard gain, 7 minutes to go. 7th carry of the ball game for Shank. A lot of them here in quarter number 3. That's his 4th carry here in this drive. So now 3rd down and 5. Folks in the comments cheering for either side there. Cheering for defense or offense, whichever you're rooting for. Francis now back into the game. He pitches it left side. Spencer Nye cuts his way back, shakes his way through a tackler. A penalty flag comes in, and the Milledgeville sideline not happy with that one, as this one might be coming back for a potential hold. We'll see where they mark him. And I think this one coming back here nonetheless. They mark him about the 11-yard line, so this one will definitely be coming back here. 6:33 to go here in the quarter. We await the official signal.
Illegal block.
So an illegal block in the back. That'll be the 4th penalty on Milledgeville. It'll push the Missiles back. Penalties have been an issue here for both sides because they've stopped some good drives by Amboy and Milledgeville.
Not a lot of them, just the 4th on Milledgeville, but they've come at some pretty big points in the contest.
One of them was on defense, but their defense was able to hold strong here. So now it's a 10-yard loss there after that block in the back. And now 3rd down and 14 as Living Good and Nye in the backfield. Living Good looks like he's going to take the snap. Living Good takes it, looking to throw. Living Good, now he's going to run it. Living Good got one man to beat at the edge, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lopez.
And that is it, a good open field tackle by Lopez. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th and 14 for the Missiles.
Also number 60, Owen Loomis, 5'10", senior, also in on the stop for the Clippers.
So 4th down and 14 to go as the ball at about the 25-yard line. Need to get to about the 10, so make it the 24-yard line, or the 24-yard line, I should say. Got to get to the 10. 4th down and 14, 5.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Francis under center now in the I formation. He's got Shank back there. Here's the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw. Francis going to dump this one off left side. Shank's got it, has to shake some tacklers. He's past the original line of scrimmage, but he's going to be ran out of bounds. Short of the line to gain, it'll be a turnover on downs. Give him 7 on that play, maybe 8. Shank with the catch, wasn't able to get to the sticks there. They mark him out at the 21-yard line, so 7 yards for Evan Shank on 4th and 14. And the Amboy defense holds strong. And the Clippers will take over here, 1st and 10.
Well, we've said that a lot, Wyatt. The defense holds, and a big stop there for the Clipper defense.
Here's the snap, looking to throw, launching that one left side, looking for his man, and he comes down
intercepted.
with it. It's intercepted by Spencer Nye, but a penalty flag comes in.
I thought Wynn had it, but Nye's the one that came down with the football. We're going to get a pass interference. Milledgeville coaching staff and sideline not happy, but I think that's what that's going to be.
I think that's what the officials are discussing here. We'll see if they do end up calling it. And the officials' pass interference is the call, and that is a kick right in the gut right there if you're Milledgeville. Looked like you had the first turnover of the ball game. Great pass there by Tanner Welch.
So that'll be a big mark off, 15 yards.
15-yard penalty, so with 5:05 to go here, 6-0 still our score. So pass interference on Spencer Nye, likely, because he was the one in coverage there. And now Lopez will line up as the deep back. Awaiting the snap. Here is the snap. Welch hands it off to, that's actually McCoy, beg pardon. That's a 2-yard gain for McCoy. And you're seeing Amboy now here in this drive. They are not chancing it with that deep snap with the wind, going against that wind. Don't want to chance it and possibly give Milledgeville some excellent field position.
Yeah. It's worked well thus far. Just keep the ball on the ground if you're in the red jerseys.
Welch turns, hands it off, gives it to Lopez again. He's fine, he's away, outside, he's got room past midfield, past the 45. Penalty flag comes in, though. This one might be coming back as the penalty flags are flying here in the second half.
I got to joke, that flag threw probably 20 yards from where it was thrown, and it is going to be a hold against the Clippers.
Wow, that'll be the 4th penalty of the game here on Amboy. We saw a penalty earlier in this drive on Milledgeville. That's their 5th. So penalties are starting to become a story here in this one as we're at 4.5 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter. 6-0 our score. Kai not a fan of the penalty flag that took the interception away. So that'll be, it's not a 10-yard penalty on Amboy. It's only a 5-yard penalty. That was because it was deeper down the field. So pushing back 5 yards.
So move it back to 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10. That was only about a 3-yard penalty there. So didn't lose a ton of yardage there, did the Clippers, as it was downfield spot of the foul. Welch takes the snap, turns, hands it off, gives it to Lopez, and Lopez shaking tacklers. He's going to be near the 45-yard line. That's a good run by Lopez. He's been running hard here in the second half, and he's going to be setting up Amboy with a 3rd down. And he might have been shaken up on that one. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Gain of about 8.
That is an 8-yard gain for Lopez. His 17th carry of the ball game. We'll step aside as he is down. We'll be back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
You get the opportunity to see so many different things that if you worked at a bigger hospital, you may not be able to see. You know, work is not just about the job, it's also about the people that work alongside you, and we have the best teamwork. They're like a second family. Sometimes you can't get that feeling other places.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
He's fine.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here as they've got Jose Lopez up and moving here. Looks like maybe just cramps. We'll see. We'll see if he's back on the field here sooner than later.
Good call, because they're stretching out his left leg, it looks like, down on the Amboy sideline.
It is a hot November day here. Certainly something you don't expect here as the clock has ticked under 4 minutes to go here. Now a 3rd down and 2 after that. Injury timeout. Welch in the shotgun, takes it, hands it off, runs his way up the left side. McCoy is going to have enough to gain the 1st down. That's a 4, maybe a 5-yard gain for McCoy. They'll give him midfield. And a good carry by McCoy, who's had trouble, you and I were talking about during that break, trying to find some of the holes, but a 5-yard gain for McCoy. That's a big one there for Amboy to keep this drive alive with the wind at their back. 3:40 to go here in the 3rd.
Promanchenko and Johnson on the stop for the Missiles. 1st and 10 for the Clippers at the Missile 49-yard line.
Welch in the semi-shotgun. He'll hand it off again, running his way outside. There goes Wynn. There he goes down the sideline. It's Heath, beg pardon. He's inside the 30. What a run by Caden Heath. And now the Clippers are rolling here inside the 30, 1st and 10. A gain of 22 on the play. Just the 4th carry of the ball game for Caden Heath. 22-yard gain to the 28. 2nd time today. It's tied for the 2nd longest play here in this game.
Wild. Deuce is wild, baby.
3:23 to go. As, Tanner Welch in the shotgun. He's got Heath back there with him again. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Running his way. Cuts his way back. What a move there by Heath. And Milledgeville hanging on. Trying to tackle him, but a good run.
They're going to blow it dead.
They're going to blow it dead. 8-yard gain, though, by Caden Heath, the running back. A junior running back at that. 5'8", 160 pounds. As we approach 3 minutes to go, an 8-yard carry for Heath. 30 yards on his last 2 carries there, Chris.
Awesome run there by Heath, a gain of 8, as you said. And you look at Amboy, quarterback, Heath, Lopez, McCoy, all juniors.
Yeah, so this
crazy.
This core will be back next year, which is a scary thought. Heath in the shotgun. Actually, that's Welch, and another penalty flag here.
False start on the offense.
False start for Amboy, and another penalty on the Clippers.
Good to see number 1, Jose Lopez, back in the backfield on that play for Amboy.
So likely maybe just dealing with some cramps on a hot November afternoon here, November 15th.
So it's going to be a 2nd and about 7 now for the Clippers.
2:35 to go here as Welch in the pistol formation. He's got Lopez back there, fakes the handoff to Lopez. Welch rolling right side, throwing right side. He got his man coming down with it. Rylan McNinch inside the 15, down to the 13. What a catch by McNinch. And it's 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Clippers.
16 yards on the pass play. And that's what will help with you got that big body at 6'2". Rylan McNinch up and got it, and a 1st down for the Clippers.
They mark it at the 13-yard line, so it's 1st down, 10 to go. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, they hand it off. There's Heath, and he's met in the backfield. Bumps his way outside. Heath trying to shake a tackle. He's inside the 10, inside the 5.
Touchdown saving tackle there by Johnson for the Missiles.
Beg pardon, he's down at the 6. Hard to tell the angle there. Thought that was the goal line. It's actually the 5-yard line. So they mark him down at the 6. It's an 8-yard gain for Heath. And now 2nd down and 2 with 1:45 to go here in the quarter. Heath will come back in. Also Colt McCoy. Tanner Welch, the quarterback, comes in with the call. 1.5 to go. Welch, I formation. McCoy in the backfield. Heath, the up back. Awaiting the snap, they give the handoff to Heath, and that one just doesn't go anywhere. Milledgeville has had that play sniffed out all day long. That's a loss of 1. So now it'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Nye and number 6, Ian Rayhorn on the stop.
That's a sophomore making a play there defensively, and we got a whistle. Officials timeout, it looks like. 3rd down and 3. They got a Amboy player limping off the field. I think that's what the official timeout was all about.
58, Trevor Stencil. 5'11" junior for Amboy.
45 seconds to go here, third quarter. Still 6-0 our score. I formation. It's Welch. Lopez in the backfield. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Lopez. Runs his way left side. Tries to get through a hole. He's not going to get there. Lopez, second effort. Ball came out. Milledgeville has it. Milledgeville's got the football inside the 10.
They do. Number 6, I believe, Ian Rayhorn on the fumble recovery.
That's actually 16. Caleb Sarber
Right.
comes away with it.
Awesome.
Number 16 comes away with it, and Milledgeville with the first turnover of the ball game inside the 10-yard line.
Wow. Tie turner possibly there as it looked like Amboy on their way.
He just took the ball out of his hands. The
To,
ball was in the hands of the running back, Lopez, I think.
And that second effort's where the ball came
It
out.
certainly did. So now Shank takes the snap. He'll run it up the middle. Amboy is there, and he's going to get stopped. Maybe the line of scrimmage. They give him maybe a yard. We'll see where they mark it. 15 seconds here in the third.
Evan Flanagan, 83 and 79. Ian Hassler on the stop. Hassler, 240-pound freshman up front for the Clippers.
That is a 1-yard gain, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Milledgeville will have the wind at their backs, trailing 6-0 as we go to the fourth. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, semifinal Saturday on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call. Fourth quarter of semifinal Saturday about to get underway. And the Milledgeville Missiles just took the ball away from the Clippers a moment ago. And now they're set up with a 2nd down and 9, deep in their own territory at about the 7-yard line.
How the tides turned. They're late in the third quarter.
Amboy looked like they were running down trying to score, but then number 16, Caleb Sarber, just took the ball away from Amboy. So now, fourth quarter of action. A trip to the state championship game on the line. 6-0 our score. As now the wind is at the back of Milledgeville. Kyson Francis, the quarterback. I formation, he's got Shank in the backfield. Now they move everybody around here. It looks like Shank is going to take the snap. Actually, it's going to be Nye who takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. Pump fakes. Throws that one. Deep. He's got Shank that one in and out of his hands. Oh, he had Shank. Excuse me. He had Nye wide open. That was Carter Livingood with the throw. A penalty flag comes in. And we'll see what the call is.
Maybe a hold?
That was early in the play for it to be a hold, but we'll see.
Talking to the Amboy sideline.
Yeah, so they might. Now the question is, if it's on Milledgeville, do you take the decline and make it 3rd and 9?
Chop block.
Chop block is the call. They decline it, so now it'll be 3rd down and 9. But with the wind at the back of the Missiles, they're going to come out here. They're going to be aggressive.
Hey, we're on that play. Look, we hadn't seen all day.
What a ball game this has been. 6-0 our score. Francis breaks the huddle here. A big 3rd down. And it looks like Shank ready to take the snap here. He's got Johnson back there with him. Shank is going to run his way left side. Shank cuts his way up. He's going to be near the 10-yard line, and that's going to be about a 2, maybe a 3-yard gain on the play for Shank. So he'll be short of the line to gain, but with the wind at the back, you might get a good punt out of this one. Shank with a 2-yard gain on that one. 9th carry of the game for Shank. So 4th down and 6, maybe 7.
Henry Klein, 52, on one of the Clippers on the stop.
Kyson Francis will come in and punt this one away. Going to look to get into one here. Nobody back for Amboy, so they might bring pressure. That one booted in the wind is going to take that one with them. Past midfield. What a bounce. That one goes past the 40, near the 35. What a punt by Francis.
Talk about flipping the field. That was a timely, good punt for Milledgeville.
That was in the air a long, long time, which that's what you want to do in a game like this with the wind at your back. Now Amboy going into the wind. So the Amboy defense holds strong after the turnover. But after that punt, field position gets flipped a little bit here. And now the Clippers will take over, leading 6-0 here as we've got 11:03 to go here in the fourth. I formation for Tanner Welch. Here's the snap. Welch hands it off to McCoy. McCoy runs his way towards the 40-yard line, still on his feet. For a moment, he'll go to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line.
Nye, Sarber, and
7-yard gain there for Colt McCoy.
Rayhorn, I believe, all on the stop for the missiles.
13th carry of the ball game for McCoy. As we approach 10.5 minutes to go here in a 6-0 ball game. Great punt, Kyson, indeed, from Big Jim in the comments. And again, apologies for not getting to as many comments as we'd like, but this game has been moving quickly. As Lopez in the backfield. Welch awaits the snap. Turns, hands it off to Lopez. Lopez runs his way through a tackler, and he's got a first down past the 45-yard line. That is a gain of 5 on 2nd down and 3. And a good run there by Lopez, his 18th carry of the ball game, dealing with cramps a little bit ago, but it's not slowing him down. 10-10 to go here, fourth quarter, 6-0 Clippers.
He bounced right off of Johnson for the missiles, and that extra couple yards first time. I've got unofficially now Lopez just a yard under 100 yards, 18 carries, 99 yards.
10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Welch in the I formation. Here's a blitz coming. Pressure comes, and a false start.
Yep.
So the pressure from Milledgeville may have got the Clippers to jump on that one.
You could see Milledgeville sneaking up like they were going to bring the house, and it forces the 5-yard turnover penalty and moves it back to the Clipper 42-yard line.
That is the 6th penalty here of the ball game for Amboy.
40 yards on penalties for the Clippers.
9:45 to go here, fourth quarter. Welch, as this one gets pushed back to the 41-yard line, 42-yard line. Another pressure comes. Welch gets the handoff to Lopez. Lopez runs his way past the original line of scrimmage. They're going for the strip again, as Johnson tried to go for it past midfield. The 48-yard line's where they'll mark him. It'll be 3rd down, about 6. As a good gain of about 9 on that play by Lopez on the carry, his 19th carry of the ball game.
Now 108 yards over the century mark for Lopez.
2nd down and about 6 with 9:05 to go here, fourth quarter. Welch, I formation, Lopez in the backfield. Another pressure comes. Milledgeville might have jumped there, got away with it as the run by Lopez. He'll be tackled at the 45-yard line. They give him the 43. That is a generous spot.
Yeah, it is.
That is a 3rd down and short situation there. It's a 5-yard gain for Lopez on carry number 20.
And 3rd and about 1 for the Clippers as we're down under 8:40 to play.
This is one of those grinded out kind of drives that Amboy is so good at. Can really take your opponent out of the ball game here in a 1-score game. I formation, Welch will come to the line here with 8:20 to go here in the fourth. As Welch awaits the snap, low to the ground. Here's the snap. Takes it, hands it off. Lopez gets his way through a hole. There goes Lopez. 30-yard line inside near the 25. What a run by Lopez. Give him a 19-yard gain on the play for Lopez to the 25-yard line.
Clock now under 8 minutes to play here in the contest.
Beg pardon, that's a 15-yard gain on the play for Lopez. I formation, they bring the pressure again. Milledgeville does, runs his way right side. Another carry for, I believe that's Lopez. Excuse me, yep, that is Lopez. Another carry for him, a 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 upcoming with 7:35 to go here in the fourth. 6-0 our score. Don't get ahead of yourself too much there, Good Vibe.
I think some cramping issues again for Lopez as he's down here on the near sideline getting stretched out.
Well, that was his 22nd carry of the ball game. He has ran his heart out here in this semifinal game. Welch in the I formation. He's got McCoy now back there, hands it up. Ball's on the ground again! Who's got it?
Still
fighting for the football!
Official saying third down.
It'll be
Amboy.
third down, Amboy. Disaster averted on that one. But now it'll be third down and 5.
Looks like McCoy got the ball back.
How did that happen? That ball flew in front of him. That is a 1-yard gain for McCoy at the end of the day. So it'll be third down and 6, under 7 minutes to go. Seen some uncharacteristic plays here for the two-time defending state champions there, Chris. Lopez back into the ball game. I formation. Third down and 6. They hand it off. Running it right side. Lopez trying to get to the corner. There goes Lopez inside the 15. He's near the 10. What a run by Lopez. Cramps aren't slowing this kid down. Gain of 8 on the play. First and 10.
22, Jaden Palmenshekel on the stop for the missiles. That's going to be first down for the Clippers. First and goal.
First down, goal to go at the 8-yard line is where they mark him. What a day by Lopez. 23 carries on this one. Fighting cramps. Doesn't matter. Here come the Clippers inside the 10-yard line. I formation. Pressure comes. Here's the handoff to Lopez again. He goes his way outside, tries to cut his way back. He's going to be tackled inside near the 5. And we'll see where they mark him.
Palmenshekel again on the stop for the missiles.
With the sun and the angle that we have, hard to see. 5-yard gain on the play for Lopez.
It's going to put him up over 140 yards in the contest on 24 carries.
Ball is marked at the 3-yard line. 6 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. I formation, Welch. Low to the ground again, awaiting the snap. They turn, they hand it off to Lopez. He cuts his way back, shakes his way through, reaching for the line. He's going to be about a half a yard shy. 2-yard gain for Lopez. Third down and goal at the 1.
Milledgeville the last time then Amboy got down this close, forced the turnover. Gonna need something, get the stops here as the clock continues to wind down, under 5.5 to play.
Well, and Amboy was at the 1-yard line earlier and they had a false start, so
right.
We'll see what happens here. I formation, Lopez in the backfield again, 3rd and 1. Here's the snap, they hand it off to Lopez, goes right back, cuts his way through. He is gonna be in the end zone. Touchdown Clippers! Jose Lopez from 1 yard out on his 25th carry of the ball game into the end zone. 12-0 Clippers with 5:10 to go here in the fourth.
Wow. Just keep feeding your work back, and it results in another touchdown, the second of the afternoon for Jose Lopez.
2 touchdowns, 26 carries, and he is in the backfield on the 2-point try. Welch in the I formation. Turns, fakes the handoff, going to run his way right side. Welch, he's got some blockers in front, going for the pylon. He's got it. 2-point try is good. Clippers are in. 2-point try is successful, and it's 14-0 Clippers with 5:10 to go. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Must have missed a penalty or something on the 2-point conversion.
All right, so no 2-point try here. They're going to go. It must have been a holding here. So
empty set for the Clippers.
Well, Welch is going to take the snap. That's a low snap, and that one is not going to be successful.
You know what I think happened? I think Lopez in motion, and the snap maybe hit him in the leg before it could ever get back to the quarterback.
So there was a hold on the 2-point try. And, you know, with a play like that, that rollout play on that 2-point try, I mean, not really, I guess you could say not really surprising on that. Still a 2-possession ball game here. We'll take 15. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
All right, welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here. As the touchdown, originally we thought there was a 2-point try, successful. Holding was called. They called it back. So the 2-point try ended up being not successful on the second try. And now 12-0 our score. 5:10 to go here. Still a ball game here, but the Missiles have got to move quickly here, Chris.
Absolutely, as we see number 5, Rylan McNitch to kick it away. Let's see who's back for Milledgeville.
Johnson and it looks like Shank are both back
yep,
there.
It is.
So we'll see if McNinch can really dig deep and give one of those deep boots that he is known for here late in this game. Oh, he goes instead for the little pooch kick. That one going to be taken near the 40-yard line, and it's going to be good field position here. As returning that one for Milledgeville, number 32, that is Parker Saunders. So, what do you think of that one there with the play call on the little pooch kick? 5 minutes to go, a little over 5 minutes to go here. Milledgeville now set up 43-yard line. Excellent field position here, needing 2 scores.
Amboy defense has really played well in the contest. You know, they played well. They're going to have to be the ones that hold here and keep this a 12-0 lead in favor of the Clippers.
Here's the snap. Francis going to throw that one right side. He's got 9. Oh, what a little hook and ladder. There he goes down the sideline. One man to beat.
Oh,
and he's tackled inside the 20. What a play. The hook and ladder. He got it to number 48, Carter Livingood, inside the red zone. My goodness, Chris. Wow. I haven't seen that since Boise State back in the day.
Spencer Nye with the catch and a perfect pitch to Livingood for the big gain inside the 25.
He's inside. He's to the 15. Francis rolls out right side. Gonna launch this one. Right side end zone. That one out of the hands of the intended target. He was looking for Shank.
And Shank did a nice little move in and then out and was open there at the far corner of the end zone.
That's a 42-yard catch for Livingood, by the way. Just did the math on that. 4:42 to go. Ball is at the 17-yard line. That was one of the craziest trick plays I've ever seen in 8-man football. So Shank lines up as the quarterback here. Ball at the 17. He'll run it left side. And Shank runs his way past the 15 to about the 13-yard line. A 4, maybe a 5-yard gain there for Shank. 4-yard gain on the 10th run of the ball game here. 4:25 to go. A whistle and a timeout. Shank is down.
Shaken up on the play.
So we'll step aside. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call. The comment section going wild here as we're in the late stages of this ball game here. Adrian saying, Adrian trying to say calm down, and before they call EMS, it's 8-man league. Hey, man, this has been a lot of fun.
It's been
here.
a great game.
This might be one of the games of the year. That's what RCJ is saying here in the comments as well. He agrees. One of the great games that we've seen here. 12-0, but Milledgeville knocking on the door inside the 20. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Francis got to launch this one over the middle of the field. That one incomplete. Penalty flag comes in. Might be pass interference. And this might be 1st and goal for Milledgeville.
Johnson maybe, or Francis maybe a little shaken up on that big hit after the throw by Flanagan.
How about this? My goodness. 4:04 to go. And the official signal. Aaron zooming in on our official here. Appreciate him for doing that. Well, now he's ran out of the screen there. Now he's talking to his officials. I think they're going to have to decide whether or not it's from the spot. Either way, it's going to be 1st down, goal to go.
On the Clippers.
The Amboy folks here in the press box not a fan of that call, but there was a lot of contact on that one. And when you're a team that doesn't throw the ball all that often, and you play a lot of teams that don't throw the ball very often.
You don't get to practice.
You don't get to practice plays like that. So they're set up at the 6-yard line. 1st down, goal to go. They've got Living Good in the backfield. Runs it left side. Living Good shakes the tackler. Living Good near the line. He runs his way in. Touchdown Missiles. They're right back in it. Carter Living Good from 6 yards out, and the Missiles are on the board.
Wow. What a run there by
Carter Living Good, number 48, the big man, getting the run on that one. 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's listed, folks, as an offensive lineman.
Big 2-point conversion on the way.
With 3:55 to go here. 2-point try. Living Good's going to take it. The big man, he's going to meet pressure. He's going to bump his way outside. He's got blockers.
He's in.
2-point try successful for the Missiles. They're suddenly down 4. A trip to the state championship game on the line. 3:55 to go. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call. State semifinal, a trip to the state championship game on the line. The Missiles are alive. They come roaring down the field thanks to the hook and ladder play to Carter Living Good, who eventually ran that one in from 6 yards out. Milledgeville on the board. Now they need a stop. All 3 timeouts at their disposal. Amboy going into the wind. Chris, this is what we were hoping for. A close contest here coming, with a trip to the state championship game on the line.
It's coming down exactly the way we were hoping on the drive up. Was hoping for a game that was going to be close, and we have had one of the best games this year by far, I believe, in 8-man football.
So Spencer Nye, will he try the onside kick? It looks like he might want to. Nye coming in. They're going to try the onside kick. That one in and out of their hands. Milledgeville's got it. The Missiles have it. 45-yard line.
Johnson on the recovery. It went right. You couldn't have bounced that ball any better. It went right up through the hands of one of the Amboy upmen and right into Milledgeville's hands at the Amboy 45-yard line.
So Evan Flanagan is trying to comfort Trevor Stencil, number 58. I think it's his hands that it went through on that play. An onside kick recovery ball at the 45. Francis in the shotgun awaiting the snap. Here's the snap. It's actually going to be ran by Shank. He'll get to the outside, cuts his way, Going to gain his way 2, maybe 3 on the play.
They're still not blowing the whistle.
They blew the whistle. Finally, a 2-yard gain for Evan Shank. Plenty of time in this one. Only need a touchdown. You don't need the 2 points. Trailing by 4, here are the Missiles.
Gain of 2 on the play.
3.5 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. 2nd down and 8. One wide receiver out to the right, 2 to the right, excuse me. Here's the snap, they pitch it. Goes to Nye. He gets the outside, cuts his way back. There goes Nye, he runs over a defender. And that's going to be close to the line to gain. The Milledgeville sideline having fun with it. He's marked at the 44. That is a 5-yard gain. And he is going to be 1 yard short, 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
Jose Lopez, number 1 on the stop for the Clippers. Down under 3 to play, 2:55 to go, 3rd and 1 for the Missiles.
Francis on 3rd down and 1. He's got Nye in the backfield. They give it to Livingood. He runs his way up the middle. He's going to have a 1st down. It's Spencer Nye, beg pardon. He's past the 35-yard line. He's going to be set up near the 31-yard line. A 5-yard gain on 3rd and 1. And the Missiles are really getting a good push in this ball game.
2nd carry only of the half for Spencer Nye.
You're right on that one. 2.5 to go here, 4th quarter. The Missiles trying to punch their ticket into the state championship. Need to get into the end zone. 1 wide receiver out to the left. Francis in the backfield, awaiting the snap with 2:19 to go. They pitch it. Looking to throw. Throws it left side. Down the field. He's looking for Francis. He's looking for Shank. It's over his head, 2nd and 10.
Nye on the pass play, had the man open, just overshot him a little bit. 2nd and 10 for the Missiles.
2:12 to go here in quarter number 4. Hard to keep your thoughts straight in a game like this. 12-8 our score with 2:12 to go. 2nd down and 10. Ball will be set at the 31. And it looks like Spencer Nye is going to line up as the quarterback. That ball goes over his head. Ball's over the head. Falling on it. Who's got it?
Nye.
Spencer Nye comes away with it, but a huge loss.
All the way back to the 45-yard line. Loss of about
14-yard loss on that play. A timeout called by Milledgeville with 2:05 to go. 3rd and a mile. We'll take a break. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call. A snap over the head of the quarterback. Sets up 3rd down and about 25 now, as the clock is at 2:05. First time out here of the 2nd half for Milledgeville. Need 2 plays to keep this drive alive. Here's the snap. Francis looks to throw. Francis launching, and launch this one deep left side. Looking for Johnson. In and out of the hands of Johnson.
Coverage by McCoy for Amboy.
Johnson's looking for a penalty flag. He's not going to get it. Excellent coverage by McCoy down the field. And now do or die, 4th down and 25.
1:59 to play on the clock.
So they'll set the ball at the 45. They need to get to about the 20. And the crowd comes alive here at Amboy. The 2-time defending state champion. We got a whistle. We got a timeout by Milledgeville. We'll keep it here. Chris, this is all we could have hoped for here on semifinal Saturday. Dwayne and the guys down there in South Fork are going to have a tough time following this one.
They're going to have a very tough time of following this one. What a ball game here on this Saturday afternoon. just two Goliath teams back and forth with each other, and a big fourth down likely to keep Milledgeville's season alive. With a minute 59 to play.
There is not one person sitting in this entire field here. Everywhere you look, fans are on their feet, whether you're for Milledgeville or you're for Amboy. The two-time defending state champion Amboy, Milledgeville met them in the state championship game last year. They would like nothing more than to knock off the team who knocked them off in the state championship game. They've done it once this season, trying to do it for the second time here this season. Milledgeville looking at 4th down and 25 as Francis gets the play in, and here we go.
We see the play that resulted on that touchdown with the lateral. Everything, I think, is on the table right now for the Missiles.
Here's the snap. Francis going to launch it, throws it,
He's
pressure
hit.
comes, and it's going to be incomplete.
Guess
Amboy
who?
will take over.
83, Evan Flanagan on the hit for the Clippers.
Amboy will take over at the 45. The quarterback still down for Milledgeville. And the Clippers are just less than 2 minutes away from a trip back to the state championship game. As the quarterback for Milledgeville still down, we'll step aside. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here. 1:54 to go here in the state semifinal. Amboy, Milledgeville down to one timeout. Milledgeville in the Amboy in the I formation as Francis, they were able to get him off the field. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Lopez, and a huge hit on that one.
Spencer Nye.
They give him the line of scrimmage. Actually, they gave him a loss of 2 on the play to Lopez. Nye coming in on the hit.
And Milledgeville going to take their final timeout with 1:49 to play.
We'll keep it here, but you were talking about it here before we went to break. Haven't heard his name much outside of in the first half. Evan Flanagan, that kid stepped up when he needed to. He got pressure on the quarterback on that huge 4th down and long. And he got the job done here, and now Amboy's just a few plays away from a return trip to the state championship.
Speaking of Amboy, we've got a couple of Amboy sponsors we're going to tell you about, including the First National Bank at Amboy, where you come first. Good luck to the Clippers. And also, good luck Clippers and Bastion Brothers Chevrolet. Find them on the web at www.bastionbrothers, that's BAESSEN brothers.com.
So I think there's a possibility that Milledgeville could get the ball back here with very little time left here in this ball game here. 1:49 to go here. I formation, Tanner Welch. He's got Lopez in the backfield once again with him. Here's the snap. They hand it off, running his way left side. There goes Lopez. They're trying to strip the ball from him. Gain of 7 on the play, maybe 8 for Lopez, who has been a workhorse here. 28 carries on the day for Lopez.
Nye and Living Good on the stop for the Missiles.
7-yard gain on the play. The clock ticks under a minute and a half. 3rd down and 4. So Amboy will have to run a play here and then a 4th down play, and you're looking at under 30 seconds if Milledgeville can get a couple of stops here. Under 30 seconds at least. And Tanner Welch awaits the snap here. I formation, here's the snap. Welch hands it off to Lopez again, and there he goes! The hero for the Clippers! Inside the 10, shakes him in! Is he in?
I don't believe so.
He's gonna be in!
Oh, he is.
Touchdown Clippers! Lopez steals it for Amboy! Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Jose Lopez, have a day.
54.7 seconds to play. How many yards was that, Wyatt?
I don't even know. I don't even know. I think it was 40. It'd be a 52-yarder, I believe.
We'll go with that.
Touchdown for the Clippers. And the Clippers hand it off to Lopez again, who works his way towards the line. They hand it off. A penalty flag can't do that, unfortunately.
Was that win? They tried to take it out of Lopez's hands, but he got stood up.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that anyway.
That's a no-no.
That is a no-no. Can't advance the ball. 54.7 seconds to go. Lopez runs it in, and the Clippers 10-point lead with 54.7 to go. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
206 on 29 carries.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You heard Chris talking about it. Over 200 yards for Jose Lopez.
209 unofficially on my count.
Yeah, we lost
or 206. 206.
I think it was a 54-yard gain for 54-yard touchdown for Lopez on that final touchdown of the ball game. Potentially for Amboy. What a run. What a kid. This kid's been fighting what we believe is cramps.
We'll hopefully get a chance to talk to Coach Payne after the game. But, yeah, that was definitely some cramp issues, it looked like, on a couple of different occasions for Lopez. And the junior stepping up big for his squad, and a 18-8 lead with 54.7 seconds to play.
I mean, crazier things have happened here, but certainly things looking good here for the Clippers. And Rylan McNinch will come in and do the kicking duties here. We have seen an onside kick here for Milledgeville already in this game, so can't rule anything out. If Milledgeville can get a quick touchdown here, anything's possible here as they boot that one a low line drive. It's going to go out of play, and that's going to set the Missiles up with good field position here with 54.7 seconds to go. 18-8, though, our score. As just a reminder, the second semifinal game currently underway on TSSR. Head to the live tab of our homepage here, and you'll hear Dwayne and Jeff on the call in that one. That game just currently getting underway. They've probably been watching this one real closely here and have been as shocked as we have here calling this ball game.
Illegal kick, of course, the penalty, so the Missile's going to get it at the 40.
So excellent position here, 60 yards out. Anything can happen. 2 to the right, 2 to the left for Francis. Awaiting the snap. Francis rolls out. He's going to throw this one short. He's got it to Shank. Shank up the middle of the field. He's past midfield. Huge hit on that one. He's to the 45. First down, 10 to go. Missiles out of timeouts, but the clock stops to move the chains here. Gain of 15 on the play.
Tanner Welch, the quarterback, on the stop.
As the clock now ticks, here's Francis looking to throw. Pump fakes. He throws it again to Shank. Shank, he's running his way left side. He's hit. He's going to be stopped after a 7, maybe an 8-yard gain. You got to keep that clock moving there. 7-yard gain for Shank. Back-to-back catches, his 5th of the ball game as Francis comes in and clocks it with 26.6 seconds to go. 3rd down and 3, under 30 seconds to go. So it'll be 3rd down here. The Amboy side wanting them to spin the clock. It's got to go to 3rd down because they did throw the forward pass. And now they're going to stop.
Incomplete pass, the clock.
It was an incomplete pass. They clocked it. So the official.
They're going to have to put more time back on the clock.
I think what they're arguing is they think that Francis had his knee down when he.
They're going to reset the clock.
They're going to reset the clock, but Amboy's argument here is they think that Francis had his knee down when he took the ball.
Right. So he should have been down
So
there.
they say he should have been down. It should have been a kneel down, and the clock should still be going. That's Amboy's argument. Of course, we could go back
31.
And look at it.
31 seconds.
Should be 27.
31.
31 seconds to go. So they'll clock it at 31 seconds. I thought it'd be 27, I'll be honest with you, but so maybe Milledgeville getting a few extra seconds here. 31 seconds to go.
37.
Oh, 37 they want. Wow. I didn't see 37 on the clock.
Okay, there we go.
37 on the clock. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Francis in the shotgun. Ain't out of it yet. Inside the 40. 34.8 and the clock ran. They ran the clock. Now they got to stop it again. And they are barking up here to the press box. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Here's the snap. Francis looking to throw. Francis going to launch this one deep. He's got the wind back with him. That one over the head of the intended target. He was looking for Connor Johnson on that one, who's been really quiet here in this one for Milledgeville.
Yeah, just one catch for Johnson in the contest. And officially only 3 carries on the ground.
I got him for 2 catches for 4 yards, but either way, Johnson's been very, very quiet here in this one nonetheless. So now 4th down and 3.
31.6 on the clock.
So the Missiles still can get a first down here. The clock would stop if they get a first down here.
To reset
of course,
the
you'd
chains.
like to run towards the sidelines here. Don't need it all on this play. Maybe run an outside route real quick, potentially. 2 to the right, 2 on the left side for Francis. 4th and 3, play the ball game here for Milledgeville. Ball, it's a low snap for Francis. Comes away with it, slipping around. Francis gonna look to throw. Pressure comes,
Backside
and the
hit.
pressure gets to him, and Amboy is gonna advance. The 2-time defending state champion are going back to the state championship.
Trevor Stencil, 58, coming around. Missed him the first time, but got him on the backside. And Amboy with a shot now to three-peat in Monmouth on Friday night.
They'll set up 47-yard line and a kneel down with no timeouts on the Milledgeville
Should be one
sideline.
play, 24.3 now.
And they are going to take that snap. Welch will take the knee, and that's going to do it. The Amboy Clippers, the 2-time defending state champions, are going back to Monmouth looking for a three-peat. Wow, what a ball game, Chris. As the clock is officially hit 0, and the Amboy students on the sideline, I feel like they're going to be coming out after the handshake line.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see. So one half of our Friday night state championship is set, and the other one just getting underway down in Kincaid between Polo and South Fork.
18-8 our final score. The Clippers hang on in this one. Jose Lopez has the game of his life, and he has punched the ticket to the state championship game for the Clippers. Milledgeville, after a trip to the state championship game last year, a trip to the state semifinal, nothing to hang their heads
Absolutely
on here.
not.
What a season for the Milledgeville Missiles. What a ball game, folks. As more comments are flying in here. Ward, awesome game. Congrats to the Clippers. Back to state RCJ. Sarah going for a three-peat. That's what they're looking for. Ward, thank you to TSSR. We'll be there next week. We will be on the broadcast next week. Chris and I both likely going to be on that call. We're ready for it, man. Amboy, this is a fun team to watch. They got tested, though, as we expected they would. Their only test really during the season. As the students, here come the student section. They storm the field here at Amboy. Apologies on the camera there. We had a slight lag real quick, but on our end, but a lot of chaos here, so that's affecting the camera there with all the moving bodies and things like that with our friend Aaron down there, who did a fantastic job running camera here today. What a ball game, what a day First half of the semifinal, or the first half of the state championship game is set as we await the winner down in South Fork between Polo and South Fork. We'll take a break, we'll add up the numbers, and we'll be back here in just a moment as you're watching TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed, Chris Frankhauser on the call here this afternoon from Amboy High School in Amboy, Illinois. The Amboy Clippers, the two-time defending state champions here in 8-man football, are going back to Monmouth and will try to repeat again, looking for a three-peat after they knock off the Milledgeville Missiles. 18-8 our final score. By the way, an update from the second semifinal game, which we have for you on TSSR. The Marcos of Polo currently leading 8-0 early in that ball game. Our friends Dwayne and Jeff down on the call in that one. And, I mean,
it's going to be hard-pressed.
It's going to be tough to follow this one up there, Chris. I don't even know where to start. I guess this game, very low scoring. We certainly thought there was going to be a lot more offense, I think, here in this game. But with so much on the line, you certainly can understand why the defenses really stepped up here in this ball game. 6-0 at the half, ends up being 18-8 here in the end. I mean, I guess we got to start with, I think, who you and I would definitely make our player of the game, and that's Jose Lopez.
Jose Lopez, 29 carries, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns on the contest. Really, outside of that, Wyatt, there's not much. I mean, you've got Colt McCoy with 15 carries for 50 yards. Caden Heath, 7 carries for 41. That's about it. Hey, congratulations on enjoy your retirement. As their PA announcer here, his last game.
What a game. What a
go
game
out.
to go out on.
We'll let Coach Payne go up and chat, and then you'll come back to us. Gives us a thumbs up, so we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Payne here in just a little bit.
And we hope to talk with Coach Roble from the Milledgeville side, but we can certainly understand if on a tough day like this. But, I mean, you got to look at Milledgeville here. They came in. They did everything they could here in this game. They just ran into the buzzsaw that is Amboy. They knew they were going to have their hands full here today. And in this low-scoring affair, this game had plenty of chances to get out of hand here. Amboy had a number of chances down deep into the red zone, and give Milledgeville credit. They forced a turnover on downs. They forced an actual turnover here in this game. This team did not give up. They've got nothing to hang their heads on here from this performance.
Both defenses. I've seen Amboy a couple times this year, and I knew Amboy was good, and I knew Milledgeville had a good defense. Milledgeville defense, I thought, just played outstanding in this contest.
Yes.
18-8 the final score, but this game was 6-0 into the fourth quarter, past the midpoint of the fourth quarter.
Certainly.
I think they wanting to come through.
We got people coming through here, tight quarters here at Amboy High School, which is.
Welch had a pretty good season passing thus far. Only had one completion, but was it a huge one? 16 to Ryan McNitch there to keep a drive alive in the second half.
Eat some more clock, and Amboy kind of controlling things there in the second half, especially. And you look at it here, I mean, this team is now rolling again. Next week's certainly going to be a different story weather-wise. If you're looking at the forecast ahead for Friday night, you're not probably going to see a nice warm day like this. So, I don't know if you're going to be dealing with cramps or not, but that wind was certainly something, and both teams had to fight it here today. And Amboy, they just kept their nose to the grindstone there and kept going there with their running game, especially with Lopez.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Milledgeville side. Spencer Nye, 9 carries for 33 yards. Connor Johnson, 3 for 4. Carter Livingood, 3 for 10, but had the big touchdown. Livingood big play was the
hook
and ladder with him and Nye that actually led to that score later in that drive for the Missiles. And Evan Shank, sorry, I've gotten it, wrote it down right, and I said it wrong again.
It's all good.
12 carries for 53 yards for Evan Shank for the Missiles. Shank, 5 catches, 42 yards unofficially. Connor Johnson, a catch for 4 by my count. And I don't know, we get a chance to talk to Coach Roble. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see more maybe of Spencer Nye.
Yeah.
He only had, by my count, only had 3 carries in the second half.
Well, and I think what they ended up doing in the second half is you saw them going to the bigger backs for Milledgeville, going to guys like that, because you could sense maybe Amboy was starting to wear down just a tiny bit, especially on that touchdown drive. You sense some weaknesses there, but you got to give credit to Coach Payne. Yeah, he came through, coached these guys in the later portions of that ball game. They had a 12-8 ball game, and they gave up an onside kick there as well. This game could have went completely on its head after that onside kick. And I think Coach Payne coached his guys well, and there's a reason that Amboy is making their way back to the state championship game here. But it was a stunning play there, that onside kick. You couldn't have executed it any better. And Milledgeville had their chances here in this one, but the Amboy defense tightens up, and they're making their trip back to the state championship game here. As we still got folks filing in up and down here at the
Roble.
That is Coach Roble, so we'll chat with him here once we get the chance. Appreciate the kind comments there for folks in the comments there. RCJ and STL sending out their thanks for the broadcast here. We will be on the broadcast next week from Monmouth, a home game for us, which we're kind of happy for.
Yeah.
These long drives, they wear you down here, but it's been a fun season here.
It's been a great season, and we're going to go back, I think, to the 3-man booth that we did last year with Mr. Borders, coach for BPC the last couple of years.
We had a lot of fun with those.
We had a lot of fun last year with him, and so I think we're getting the band back together again as Coach Borders is down calling the Polo Kincaid South Fork game in Kincaid with the boss, Dwayne Hulett.
Which, by the way, that's still 8-0 Polo, currently leading the Ponies. And it looks like South Fork, or is that
Polo?
Is that
punt
Polo
formation?
Punting?
Yep.
All right. So punting situation there, and that's a good punt right there. I wonder if they're dealing with the wind that we've been dealing with here at Amboy today. What a ball game. I don't even know. Again, you just don't know really where you can look at a number of different plays here. Again, Milledgeville had their chances here, but the amount of grit that they showed here in this one. This team is well coached as well. Coach Roble's got these guys going. They're young. They're young. They're going to have some kids graduating. Connor Johnson's a senior. Shank is a senior. But they're going to have some big pieces back for next year. Francis was only a sophomore, and you see his arm on some of those deep throws. If he can maybe bring those in a little bit here, get them on target. I mean, this Milledgeville team, they're not going anywhere with how well they're coached.
No, and Tyson Francis, like you said, just a sophomore for the Missiles, 31 touchdown performance this year as a sophomore. So just, things look continue to look up for the Missiles as we'll head into the football season next fall.
But, a player who definitely stood out on the defensive side, and he's a name that we say a lot when we do these Amboy broadcasts, Evan Flanagan, big number 83. We're going to be saying his name, I think, a lot next week in that state championship game. Boy, what an impact he had early in this game. Didn't hear much from him at the midpoint of this game, but when they needed him on that 4th and 25, it was him who brought the pressure. Flanagan forcing the bad pass, forcing the turnover on downs, and sending the Clippers to the state
Absolutely.
championship.
Coach Payne on his way down, so I'll give away the headset.
As Coach Payne grabs the headset here, and we'll chat with the two-time defending state champion, going back to the state championship for the third straight year, Amboy Clippers head coach Scott Payne joining us here on TSSR. Coach Payne, first and foremost, congratulations. That was a very hard-fought ball game. Might have lost 10 years of your life watching that one, but what a ball game and what a performance for your boys, especially in the second half there.
Yeah, it was. It was a great game. You know, it was two really great teams going back and forth, and you know, our kids came out in the second half and played really well. You know, our defense was great today. Our defense did a tremendous job. You know, I said that in our radio up there. Coach Whitnell and Coach Jones, you know, they're both our defensive guys, and they did a great job game planning for this. And our kids went out and executed, and they played really great.
One guy that we just mentioned here before we handed you the headset, Evan Flanagan, that kid, he's a special dude, man. Yeah. He made some plays for you in the first half. Didn't do much in the midpoint of this ball game, but when you needed him on that 4th and 25 to force a turnover on downs, it was him who brought that pressure. He's a special kid, and he's been a big leader for you guys here.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Evan's he's a great player. He works really hard. He's always in the weight room, and he's a great kid on top of it. You know, he's very polite. Yes sir, no sir. And Evan played great today. Our defensive line played really well today. You know, I'm just so proud of all these guys for doing what they did today. It was just a great game all around.
And you have a lot of your players that are certainly going to be coming back here. You don't have a ton of seniors on this roster here. So, I mean, these are kids who have been around, a lot of success for you here. That can get into the head of some high schoolers. What has been the message to these kids, you know, in these weeks, in this postseason run, coming off of 2 straight trips to the state championship and winning the state championship? What's been the message to keep them humble as you guys chase the 3rd state championship?
We have a saying written on our locker room wall that says a ship doesn't sail on yesterday's wind. And our message is you can't move forward and do what you want to do off last year's accomplishments or previous year's accomplishments. And every year I had the same conversation, you know, make your own mark on this team, on this program, and on this high school. And, you know, the kids take that message and they roll with it. And they get so focused when we asked them to. And, you know, it's just a great group of kids, and they work really hard, man. I mean, they lift all summer, all year round. They work so hard in practice, and, you know, they understand what we want as a program here.
Talking to the head coach of the Amboy Clippers, Scott Payne, joining us here on TSSR after an 18-8 win. Clippers going back to the state championship. One guy who was a workhorse for you guys here today may have been dealing with some cramps. I don't know what the case was there. Jose Lopez, what a ball game for him. You put him to the test here today, and he delivered for you guys all 3 of your touchdowns today.
Yeah, Jose played great. I think the radio guys told me he had 200 and some yards maybe, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that was a cramp over there, which, you know, you got to expect that as much as we're getting the ball.
On a hot day
on a hot day in
November.
Who expects the 70-degree weather in November?
No kidding.
Yeah, Jose did great, you know, and I told our offense all week long, you know, we just got to be patient. Take the 3-4 yard gains, this and that, and sooner or later we'll pop one. And they did. And, you know, our line did a good job getting off the ball, and Jose did a good job getting in the hole and making good cuts throughout the game.
So you guys are back in the state championship game, going back to Monmouth there. Obviously a very exciting time here. What is the message for you guys going to be as you maybe go in, do some scouting here, watch the second semifinal game, and then get ready for practice next week? What's the message going into Friday night?
Well, you know, I told the kids enjoy it tonight, and tomorrow we'll, you know, obviously tonight we'll find out who wins the other game, and we'll start preparing. And the message is going to be, you know, we got to get back to work. We got to get ready for whoever we're going to be playing. And, you know, you only get one shot at a state championship, and we got to go out there and you got to earn it. You got to earn it every single down. And, you know, and the kids, you know, they'll understand that. It's the same message we always deliver. And, you know, we'll just get back to work on Monday, and it's on to the next one.
On to the next one. 3rd straight trip to the state championship game for Amboy. Chris, you got anything? I know you don't have a headset. You're good to go. Give me the thumbs up. All right. So, Coach, we won't keep you too much longer. I know you got some celebrating to do with these guys. Congratulations. We'll see you in Monmouth next week.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Hey, absolutely. Coach Payne joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and Coach Roble for Milledgeville walking in here as well. I think we're just going to hand him the headset, and we'll get him in here. Jason Roble joining us here, head coach of the Missiles here. Season comes to an end there, Coach, but, I mean, what a grind, what a ball game here. Nothing to hang your head on there. Your boys put up quite the fight against the 2-time defending state champions.
Yeah, they sure did. I'm pretty proud of them. We fell a little short. We knew coming down here was going to be a tough task, but my guys embraced the challenge. You know, I thought we were two of the best teams, and I think that showed today. Amboy just made a few more plays than us.
But you guys were certainly keeping this game close. This game had a lot of chances to kind of turn on its head with the runs deep into your own territory Amboy had. Your guys dug deep. You forced the turnover on downs. You actually got the strip, the fumble on one of those drives deep in the red zone as well. So, I mean, defensively, I think that might have been one of the best defensive performances that you guys have put out there all season.
Yeah, I'm proud of our defense. I felt we did a good job of bending, not breaking most of the game, and we made some plays when it counted. Ultimately, though, we didn't put them on the ground enough. I thought, we were much outmatched up front. They're a lot bigger than us, and I think that showed. They controlled the line of scrimmage a little bit. But I thought our guys fought real hard defensively. Unfortunately, that first half, it seemed like we were in the shadow of our own end zone most of the game, or that first half, excuse me. And that made things tough for us, and they had the ball a lot. So a good effort by the defense. Offensively, I think could have made some plays where we didn't. But overall, proud of my guys. We fell a little short. It's a tough way to lose a game against but when you lose, you want to lose to a good team. We lost to a good team, and you want to play hard and play well, and I thought overall we played well.
We're talking to head coach of the Milledgeville Missiles, Jason Roble, joining us here on TSSR. I mean, I think one thing that certainly Chris and I talked about here throughout the ball game was the wind that was blowing from right to left as you were on the field. How much did that affect your game plan here? I know you guys like to throw the ball down the field a little bit, but how much did that affect your game plan and make things difficult to move the ball here today?
I think it made a difference. Maybe not a huge difference. I thought we had some catchable balls. Maybe the wind pushed it a little bit. I thought the area where it really affected things was special teams. On punting and kicking that, they pinned us down with that real nice kick to start with. It was borderline whether it was going to go for a touchback or if we should field it. And we waited a little too long on it and got bad field position, and they blocked that punt, kicking in the wind and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know if I can blame the wind on this game, but I think it factored in. But ultimately, our guys just came up short because we didn't make as many plays as we should have.
The run that you guys have been on, though, has been very, very special here. You guys made a trip to the state championship game last year. Came up short against this Amboy team. You didn't beat Amboy at the beginning of the season. Undefeated coming into here. What's this run been like with these kids? I know you're going to lose some of those kids with them being seniors, but what has this run like been as the head coach while you guys have had this success here the last couple of seasons?
It's been a lot of fun. The senior class is they're a group of football players. As a coach, I've had kids on teams that are football players, and I've had kids on the team who are football participants. And this was a group of football players. They loved the game. They worked hard off the field. They were students of the game. They played as a unit. It's everything you want as a coach for a group of seniors, and they made kids around them better. So it's going to be a tough group to say goodbye to.
Jason Roble, he's the head coach of the Milledgeville Missiles. Chris, anything you got? We're good. Another thumbs up there from Chris. So, Jason Roble, congratulations on a great season. Tough to see it end like this, but you guys fought hard, and can't wait to see you guys come out next year and see what you guys got. So, appreciate the time, and safe travels on the way home.
All right, I appreciate the coverage. Thank
you. Absolutely. Head coach of the Milledgeville Missiles, Jason Roble, joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. As we get Chris back on the headset here, Diana Lopez, that is Jose Lopez's grandma. That is one proud grandma.
I would say so.
She is enjoying every minute of it here as we had a lot of fun here this afternoon. Final thoughts here, Chris. Amboy, again, obviously going back to their third straight state championship game. We'll be there next week.
We will.
Can't wait to see them in action again.
I think no matter who comes out of that other game, you got to probably lean towards the Clippers right now as the team to beat in Monmouth next week. But you never know what's going to happen. We thought we were going to see a more offensive-minded game here, and it was two great defenses just in the trenches, and it turned out to be a fantastic game. And, hard to lose a game like that. Head coach Roble and his squad.
You could see it on Roble's face.
That, it's always hard to lose a game like this where it just was back and forth. And, things kind of leaned on, a play or two here or there. The block kick early on,
field position, as Coach Roble mentioned.
Yep. So, but great season for Coach Roble and the Missiles, and a chance for the Clippers now to try and make it a three-peat.
Well, we'll see if history will be made there with that three-peat. The Amboy Clippers back in the state championship game. Milledgeville, again, congratulations on an excellent, excellent season. They were 11-0 coming in. They finished the season at 11-1. Amboy will go to 11-1 on the season. And we'll see who they will take on. Current update on the other game, 8-0 our score as the Marcos of Polo. They've got the ball deep in the territory of South Fork.
Looks like down about the,
Good
say
run.
the 25 maybe in the
Good-
second quarter.
good
So they've
run.
had it quickly played first
They
quarter.
might be having a game like we had, you know? One of those low scoring. I mean, I know Polo doesn't throw the ball all that often, so we might be looking into a slobber knocker kind of game next week, potentially, if Polo is able to pull that one off. But we'll keep an eye on that. That one currently on TSSR. You can head to our homepage, go to the live tab, and watch it as we are the home of 8-man playoff coverage here at TSSR Game Time Live. We've had a lot of fun, and we can't wait to crown a champion next week.
I want to thank the Illinois Farm Bureau as they are going to be our title sponsor, game sponsor next week in Monmouth. So the Illinois Farm Bureau, thanks for them for jumping on and being our sponsor for the title game next Friday night.
Certainly so. And, big thank you to all the other sponsors. And, we're going to be in Monmouth next week. We'll have that one. When's kickoff? Do you know kickoff next week?
Probably 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock,
typically.
Typically 7 o'clock kickoff. So we will be on the call of that one. And we can't wait. Amboy will
Should
be
be
there.
fun.
Who will be there with him? Will it be Polo? Will it be South Fork? Head over to TSSR. Check out the second semifinal game. What a semifinal Saturday it's been here at Amboy. The Clippers back in the state championship for the third consecutive year, looking for a three-peat. For our camera guy, Aaron, my name's Wyatt Reed. Chris Frankhauser joining us as well. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. Amboy, on to the state championship here. Thanks for watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.